What's up, guys? It's your man, Donovan Sharp, and welcome to the latest edition of Chop Block Sports Talk. I, of course, am joined by my two partners in crime, Jay Blaze and Miami Jay. Apparently, Jay Blaze now is an ex-gamer because he looks like he is sponsored by Mountain Dew. How you doing tonight, man?
I'm doing pretty well.
Good.
Doing good, man.
Good stuff.
As always.
Miami Jay, how you doing, brother?
Couldn't be better, man. We're back at we haven't been at this for a couple of weeks, so I'm excited to get back to it. Let's go.
Yeah, man, me too, man. It's been, dude, I swear to God, crazy shit happens to me on Saturdays. Like, dude, I had to go to the hospital one Saturday. Then Devin had to go to the hospital one Saturday. Yeah. Then, oh my God, then family thing happened. Oh boy, it's been endless. You know, it's interesting now that we're out here on the West Coast. Everybody wants to, dude, my mom showed the fuck up out of nowhere. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah.
I'm not going to go into details, but a funny story for the audience. Blaze and I actually sat here listening to an entire emergency going on at the Donovan.
Oh, that's right.
It was crazy.
You sure? Oh my God.
Waiting to go live. This whole thing just goes down.
Unbelievable.
Freaking crazy.
Unbelievable. And the weird thing is I kept hearing a tap at my door. So I'm thinking maybe it's Walter, it's my cat, it's my dog. And I'm like, okay. And I'm like, what the fuck? And so I get up and dude, there's Devin. I'm like, oh my God. Oh, Jesus. Don't get me started. By the way, off the topic, Devin and I watched the movie Smile last night. Yo. I will never be
one or two, because there's a second one coming, right?
We watched part one yesterday. We're gonna go see part two in the theaters. Yo, that movie is a mind fuck. Like, dude, the movie has sex with your mind. It fucks your mind. Like, I felt violated after I watched the movie. It was really fucking good. If you're squeamish, I highly recommend watching this. And after you watch this, you will not be squeamish anymore. Okay, sorry about that.
Dang.
Okay. So what we are going to do, guys, is interestingly enough, Olivia made me aware of this particular video. She sent it to me earlier this morning, probably 10 o'clock my time. And I watched it with Devin. She said it gave her, like, we were driving. She got chills. She got goosebumps.
Yeah.
And I know this is a sports talk show, but I think this also affects sports. So let's all take a look and listen. Let me know if you guys can hear it.
Free speech.
Can you hear that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Then we just don't have a free country. It's as simple as that. If this most fundamental right is allowed to perish, then the rest of our rights and liberties will topple just like dominoes, one by one. They'll go down. That's why today I'm announcing my plan to shatter the left-wing censorship regime and to reclaim the right to free speech for all Americans. And reclaim is a very important word in this case because they've taken it away. In recent weeks, bombshell reports have confirmed that a sinister group of deep state bureaucrats, Silicon Valley tyrants, left-wing activists, and depraved corporate news media have been conspiring to manipulate and silence the American people.
Damn right.
They have collaborated to suppress vital information on everything from elections to public health. The censorship cartel must be dismantled and destroyed, and it must happen immediately. And here's my plan. First, within hours of my inauguration, I will sign an executive order banning any federal department or agency from colluding with any organization, business, or person to censor, limit, categorize, or impede the lawful speech of American citizens. I will then ban federal money from being used to label domestic speech as mis or disinformation. And I will begin the process of identifying and firing every federal bureaucrat who has engaged in domestic censorship, directly or indirectly, whether they are the Department of Homeland Security, the Department of Health, Human Services, the FBI, the DOJ, no matter who they are. Second, I will order the Department of Justice to investigate all parties involved in the new online censorship regime, which is absolutely destructive and terrible. and to aggressively prosecute any and all crimes identified. These include possible violations of federal civil rights law, campaign finance laws, federal election law, securities law, and antitrust laws, the Hatch Act, and a host of other potential criminal, civil, regulatory, and constitutional offenses. To assist in these efforts, I am urging House Republicans to immediately send preservation letters, and we have to do this right now, to the Biden administration, the Biden campaign, and every Silicon Valley tech giant, ordering them not to destroy evidence of censorship. Third, upon my inauguration as president, I will ask Congress to send a bill to my desk revising Section 230 to get big online platforms out of censorship business. From now on, digital platforms should only qualify for immunity protection under Section 230 if they meet high standards of neutrality, transparency, fairness, and non-discrimination. We should require these platforms to increase their efforts to take down unlawful content such as child exploitation and promoting terrorism, while dramatically curtailing their power to arbitrarily restrict lawful speech. Fourth, we need to break up the entire toxic censorship industry that has arisen under the false guise of tackling so-called mis- and disinformation.
Thank you.
The federal government should immediately stop funding all nonprofits and academic programs that support this authoritarian project. If any U.S. university is discovered to have engaged in censorship activities or election interferences in the past, such as flagging social media content for removal of blacklisting, those universities should lose federal research dollars and federal student loan support for a period of 5 years and maybe more. We should also enact new laws laying out clear criminal penalties for federal bureaucrats who partner with private entities to do an end run around the Constitution and deprive Americans of their First, Fourth, and Fifth Amendment rights. In other words, deprive them of their vote. And once you lose those elections, and once you lose your borders like we have, you no longer have a country. Furthermore, to confront the problems of major platforms being infiltrated by legions of former deep staters and intelligence officials, there should be a 7-year calling off period before any employee of the FBI, CIA, NSA, DNI, DHS, or DOD is allowed to take a job at a company possessing vast quantities of U.S. user data. Fifth, the time has finally come for Congress to pass a digital Bill of Rights. This should include a right to digital due process. In other words, government officials should need a court order to take down online content, not send information requests such as the FBI was sending to Twitter. Furthermore, when users of big online platforms have their content or accounts removed, throttled, shadow banned, or otherwise restricted, no matter what name they use, they should have the right to be informed that it's happening, the right to a specific explanation of the reason why, and the right to a timely appeal. In addition, all users over the age of 18 should have the right to opt out of content moderation and curation entirely and receive an unmanipulated stream of information if they so choose. The fight for free speech is a matter of victory or death for America and for the survival of Western civilization itself. When I am president, this whole rotten system of censorship and information control will be ripped out of the system at large. There won't be anything left. By restoring free speech, we'll begin to reclaim our democracy and save our nation. Thank you, and God bless America. If we don't have free speech, then we just...
All right. So that was a mouthful there, man. So what are your so let me get your thoughts, Miami J. You're the most politically astute of the three of us, and not by much over Jay Blaze, but I am way behind you guys. What are your thoughts on what you just heard?
Well, so let me start off by saying, and I might get cooked for this in the chat. I don't really care, honestly, but I don't think it's really a secret that I'm not the biggest Trump fan. Obviously, I'm not a
Right.
Democrat. I would never in my life vote Democrat.
Sure.
Don't get me
Right.
wrong.
Yeah.
But I'm not the biggest Trump fan. I don't like where he's taken the Republican Party, and I'm more of a libertarian myself.
Yeah.
Having said that, he said a lot of good things in there. I like the whole unlawful content part.
Yes.
Federal bureaucrats should never be interfering with any kind of speech anywhere. I don't care if it's a digital platform or a news network or anything.
Right.
Unless say things like terrorism or national security are staying
Okay.
there, I give them some leeway.
Sure.
And I absolutely love the whole content curation opt out. That's
Yes.
great. Everybody should have that right.
Yeah.
But what I hear behind everything he's saying is I hear we're going to achieve freedom of speech through a big federal coming down on private industry.
Right.
As much as we don't like it, and I've said this on your program probably a couple of years ago,
hmm
I don't like it when YouTube censors anything. I don't like it when Facebook, Instagram,
Right.
Twitter censors anything.
Right.
But it is their private platform and it is their right to do so.
Yes, it
It
is.
is their right to put whatever content they feel they want on their platform.
Absolutely.
And I don't think it's much. I don't feel it's much freedom of speech. You know, corporations have freedom of speech too. Republicans, we've always stood for that. Everybody's got the freedom of speech for everything.
Right. Right.
And that has to be for better or for worse. You know,
Absolutely.
if we,
Gotta take
if
the good
we
with
don't,
the bad.
you know, exactly. If President Trump's going to come down with all these mandates on digital platforms, then he needs to be very, very okay when the next Democrat president takes office and puts all these things, sanctions or mandates
Sure.
on platforms like Rumble or Truth Social.
Right. Right.
So
All right.
it's got to cut both ways.
Okay. Very good. What are your thoughts, Jay Blaze?
I do agree with Joel. I'm mostly a libertarian, but the crazier the left gets, the more I side with the right. And so the founding fathers, when they created this country, created checks and balances. The media is supposed to be a check and balance on the government. And we were supposed to have the Second Amendment to counter the government too. And so it started like in the late 2000s, early 2010s, where you had Barack Obama go after a bunch of journalists, and so he kind of pushed media to side with the left, like overwhelmingly. So think about it: you have ABC, you have CBS, you have NBC, all siding, and they're losing their power. Like CNN, they're losing their power, and so they saw the power of all these podcasts and Twitter. The only reason Trump got elected was because of Elon Musk. If there's no Elon Musk, we are not in the position we are right now.
No,
and
we're not.
Yeah, so I was against. I think TikTok is a Chinese super weapon, but you cannot censor TikTok because then they'll use that as precedent to censor the other platforms.
There you go.
So is it terrible that YouTube is owned by a bunch Google, who is so far left? Yeah, it's awful. But if you push these companies to non-censor, then they can use that as precedent to have Twitter in 4 years if it goes back to the Democrats to the same thing. So you can just make it unregulated and and I just want people to have a ton of points of views. Because
absolutely, as much information as we need.
Because pretend you have a questionnaire that has multiple choices. The left wants to remove A, B, C, and leave you with only D.
That's a good analogy.
Yeah. You need to have all four so people can make informed choices, and they might make the wrong choice, but at least they have the option of the choices. Just give them the choices.
I don't think there are right or wrong choices. I don't think it's right or wrong. I think it's choices and trade-offs. We're not afraid. And the thing is we're not afraid to put our content up against the opposition's content. And this is funny because Kevin Samuels and we had this conversation, God almighty, this was years and years and years ago. This was after he actually, came out of the closet as a red pillar. He said the reason why we win these debates, we win these arguments, is because the truth is on our side. We're not we're not trying to spin anything. We don't have an agenda. we are telling the truth. We're letting people know things are not the way the world tells you that they are. We are telling you that women are not sugar, spice, and everything nice. Like, we're the ones out here letting you know that women are fallible, women are flawed, and that is absolutely the truth. What the other side would have you believe is completely the opposite. And now I agree with Miami J. These are, and I've said this many times. I don't own my content. This is not my content. That's YouTube's content. YouTube can flip the light switch on my channel anytime they want, and they would be perfectly within their legal right to do so. The only look, and I'm not an expert on law and political, whatever the case may be. You know, listening to the this speech certainly gets me excited. But the first thing I ask now is, okay, like, this sounds good. How on God's green earth are you going to pull this off? I don't know how he pulls it off. Maybe things get a little bit better, maybe with a little bit of federal regulation, maybe the geeks out at Silicon Valley, maybe they loosen the screws a little bit. I don't know. But the fact that we now have the leader of the free world who is speaking out against this, and he now has a platform and he can't be deplatformed, I think that's good for everybody. So hopefully, if nothing else, hopefully something changes. Oh, go ahead.
Look, I'll say one last thing, and
Okay.
if you want to close it out on this, that's okay.
Yeah. Okay.
I am very weary for the state of our democracy, whether we stay with the right or with the left. Whoever's president doesn't matter.
Sure.
Because I've always thought that the most important thing for us democracy to sustain itself, or a republic, is a well-informed electorate. And
Right.
less and less and less do we have that. You know, when back in, I think, the 50s, when they negotiated the rights for the networks to have the airwaves,
Yeah.
for free, Congress put in there a provision that said you can have the airwaves for free, and for 23 hours a day you should make a profit. But for 1 hour a night, you got to inform the public. That's
Okay.
where we get the evening news. Every network has them.
Oh, okay.
They needed to include in there the caveat, or the addendum, the whatever you want to call it, that you can't run any commercials during that hour. That hour cannot be used for profit. They should have put that in, and our democracy would be in a much better state now. We wouldn't have this cable news shit show that we have. Yeah,
dude, you're 100% right on that. Look, man, I hope. Listen, I think. Listen, is Trump going to pull everything off that he pulled? And that's actually a very good point, Joel. We make the best decisions with a thoroughly formed electorate, and the electorate has not been. The electorate was not thoroughly informed. Honestly, the electorate probably hasn't been thoroughly informed since the dawn of the age of the internet. To be quite honest,
I agree. The fact that Google searches spiked on election day for "Did Biden drop out?" that tells you everything you need to know.
It's insane. It's absolutely incredible. So hopefully something. Oh, go ahead, Jay Blaze.
I will say, if you can make it so the algorithm isn't making people into complete echo chambers, that might be an option. Because, dude, if even us, we go into these manosphere stuff, and it will not stop feeding us this unless you start. If you don't get every single point of view, then you don't have a full picture on things.
But honestly, the echo chamber is not going to be fixed digitally either, because even you take the internet out of it, people stay in their echo chambers. Conservatives are going to listen to conservative talk radio, and they're going to watch Fox News. Liberals are going to watch MSNBC and listen to whoever the hell they listen to on the radio. The echo chambers have been there forever. I'm not sure that that's going to be fixed digitally, but in this day and age where we get most of our news from digital sources, I'm not really sure what the way to
I don't know
fix
how you
that
do
is.
it.
I'm starting to look at services like, first off, I only get my news from Reuters and the AP nowadays, even though AP's been trending left a little bit. I get all my news from there. But there's a service now, I don't know if you guys have heard of it, called Ground News.
Okay.
It's really good. It's an app, it's a website, and it curates all these stories, and then it tells you who's covering them, what lean they have, which riders lean. I think it's a really great thing, and I think a lot of people should start using it. Ground News,
Okay. Is it Ground News?
I don't know what the website is. I downloaded the app, but the service is called Ground News.
Okay. All right. Cool. Very good. Yeah, I'm on the. I see it.
If they could make that for all platforms and just go, this is the biased here, then it might help things immensely.
Almost like a Google Chrome plugin or something that reads it on top of your website.
I think that would help a lot.
look, check this out.
It will.
I don't want to see, the left wants to, and we'll end it on this. The left wants everyone to think and act like them. That's not what we want here. We want everyone to be informed about both sides. We want you to be informed about the actions and the consequences. Like that. Yep. Okay, listen, if you vote a certain way on a certain issue, okay, fine. But if you're doing it and you're not thoroughly informed, that's how things fuck up. Listen, people are always going to disagree, even if we all, and this is the point right here. And I agree with both of you on this. I want everybody to have all of the information. And if everybody has all of the information, the factions are still going to break up into what they're going to break up. There's still going to be communities and echo chambers. But at least we know that if you're there, you know that you're here because you disagree with the other side, not because you don't know what the other side's point of view is. So,
yeah. I'll end up by saying, look, we used to say a few years ago that people get the news that they choose. People choose the news that they want.
Right.
Now people just choose the facts that they want.
Yes.
And it can't work like that.
No, I totally agree.
Think about this. Like I look at my brother. My brother just goes to work, comes home, maybe checks the news out for maybe an hour, and he thinks he's informed. It takes hours on hours to get fully informed on the candidates and their views and stuff. Dude, the average person can't do that. And you have agendas being pushed by the I call it the mainstream media and everything, and you have to find like independent people and even then you don't know what their bias is, but it's less biased than the corporate news.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I think oops, sorry about that. I think Sean Hannity on Fox News says that this was the unofficial death of legacy media.
Yes.
I think he might be right, because people don't trust what they see on TV anymore. That's why YouTube is blowing up. But then there's the problem. More people get their news from YouTube really than anywhere else. And of course, YouTube and all these other social media platforms are constantly, censoring everything. So I don't know how
I agree with the comment, but I find it funny coming from somebody like Sean Hannity, who essentially created legacy media.
Well played, well said. And with that, welcome to the Chop Block Sports Talk podcast. Thank you guys for tuning in. Okay, we are going to go ahead and get this party started. So we're first going to talk about we're going to talk about soccer. So here's what's going on here. So Miami J sent me an article that was written looks like back in October. Looks like the MLS is considering implementing fall to spring calendar by the 2026 season. Talk to me about what happened in this situation here, Joel.
So a lot has happened. The main thing is MLS has always taken this criticism, and I'm fantastically very happy that they're doing this.
Okay.
MLS has always had this criticism that they play through the big summer tournaments. I don't know if you remember. During the World Cup, MLS was still going on, the last World Cup.
I did not know that.
During the Copa America this last summer, the MLS was still playing. And it's absolutely ridiculous because they get 0 viewers. Nobody gives a damn about MLS at that point. And they're essentially just taking space to take space. People have been begging them forever to get on the European calendar of soccer. And with the 2026 World Cup, you can bet your bottom dollar that they're not going to play through that. So it's finally a good thing that they're doing it. I applaud MLS for making this move. And, they also got to change their playoff format, too, which is part of this. Right now, their playoff format is this ridiculous. They start with a 3-game series.
What?
That's unheard of in soccer, by the way. It's a two-legged matchup.
Right?
Yeah, 2-legged matchup, home and away. That's it. In fact, that's what the U.S. has coming up against Jamaica. We'll talk about that in a minute.
Okay.
But now they instituted this 3-game series where if you win in your first 2 games, LA is finding themselves in this situation right now. They have 22 days between playoff games. The LA Galaxy does.
What?
Absolutely ridiculous. They got to wait 3 weeks.
Dude.
Yeah, that's almost a month. It's absolutely insane. And this schedule, I'm finally very happy that MLS is thinking of doing away with it. It looks like they're going to go that way.
Okay.
So over the next 2 seasons, look for their schedule to kind of transition, as it well should, because right now, MLS Cup playoffs are going on right now, but they're competing at a time when the NFL's happening, college
Yeah.
football's
Oh my
happening,
God. NASCAR,
NBA,
Formula One.
everybody,
Yeah.
everybody.
Yeah.
Get out of that schedule and put your playoffs
That's a good point.
at a relevant time, like April and May. It's the perfect time for that, right before the summer.
Wow, very good. Now, it's interesting. I don't pay attention to Major League Soccer, so I had no idea that it was even going on right now. Of course, the reason why I had no idea is because I'm watching NFL. I watched college football for fucking 6 hours.
Exactly.
I'm watching everything, and so I don't even. As a matter of fact, I don't even see the highlights on ESPN. I don't even see
that. That's where I was going. So what soccer needs in this country more than anything is mainstream sports media coverage.
Yeah.
How are you supposed to get that coverage when the NFL, the NBA, and all these things are happening?
Yeah, that makes
Put
sense.
your playoffs when the baseball season's starting out and the NBA season's coming to a close. Put your playoffs there when they really don't have a lot to talk about.
Right. No, that makes all the sense in the world. Talk to me about the United States versus Jamaica. What's that match? What are the implications of? And I think that's a friendly too, if I'm not mistaken.
No, it's not. It's actually Mauricio Pochettino's first competitive games.
Oh shit!
So coming up in November, tomorrow we should find out what the roster is going to be.
Okay.
We're going to have his first 2 competitive games, thankfully with a roster that's not 90% injured either.
God, I know, right?
So this is part of the Nations League. It's a regional tournament. These are the quarterfinals. So we win here, we move on to the semifinals, and hopefully the final in March.
Okay, very good. Excellent.
But it's finally time. Obviously, sadly, we're not going to have Gio Reyna again.
Oh, God damn, he is
but
always
we're getting
hurt, dude.
I'm telling you, man, Gio's in a situation where Pochettino may not even meet him till March.
Yeah, you told us when he got hired. You said Gio Reyna might not make the squad for the 26th World Cup.
And look, right now, unless he starts, and he's not even playing at Dortmund when he is healthy.
When he is healthy.
We do have somebody else to talk about in Dortmund, though. We had an 18-year-old American just break through the roster there.
Okay, what's his name?
That's very encouraging. Cole Campbell.
Very young American?
Kid. He's an American. He's not playing a lot yet. He's playing a few minutes a game. But to break through at a club like Dortmund, which is where Pulisic and Reyna came out of, it's very, very encouraging. So he's one to watch for the next couple of years. He might be that young star that makes the World Cup that nobody expected.
What is his name again?
Cole Campbell.
Okay, keep an eye on Cole Campbell. Oh yeah. I've actually seen this dude before. I think I saw him on Instagram or something. So I was like, who is this?
Maybe.
And it could be. All right, very, very good. All right, so now we're gonna move back. We're gonna move a little bit back into the political arena, but now we're gonna meld some sports with it too. So let me see here. So what I'm going to there we go. So Jay Blaze sent me a video.
Don, sorry, watch the video. I'll be right back.
Okay, very good. So Jay Blaze sent me a video of Steve Kerr with his comments on the election, on the Trump election. So I don't know. I'll probably speed this up a little bit just so that we don't. Just so you don't, to maybe try and avoid, YouTube copyright or whatever the case may be. But without further ado, here.
Well, I mean, I believe in democracy, and I think that the American people have spoken and voted for Trump, and I want him to do well the next 4 years. I want our country to do well. So I'm just thankful that there wasn't any voting fraud this time. It's last time. I mean, all those illegal immigrants who crashed the border and raped and murdered people and then voted 6 times. That was unfortunate. But thankfully, this time, everything was clean. So it's great that every election has been really valid, except for that last one 4 years ago. So twinkle.
Unbelievable.
He's a piece of shit.
What? I think it's so funny, Jay Blaze. I think all of us, we sports fans, we have that one player, that one coach, that one team that we absolutely love to hate. I think Steve Kerr is that for you. What are your thoughts? On what you just heard, man?
So first, Kamala Harris won every single state without voter ID. And Steve Kerr, a couple of years back, with the Texas school pew-pewing.
Yeah.
Dude, he will only talk about red states when that goes on. But you will never hear him talk about like Pennsylvania and their issues with the pew-pews or
Yeah, right.
anything like that. Any blue state, he will not discuss it. It will only be red states. So they talk about, oh, he was so brave doing that. No, he's not. He's not. He's a piece of shit.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think this is just more the sore loser, the sore loserism. The next, of course, let me go to did you watch the video? What were your thoughts on
I did.
on the Steve Kerr thing, man?
First off, I'll agree with Blaze. We only talk about the things that fit our narrative, right? We're not going to talk about, shootings at a state that we live in or that's run by the people that we like.
Right.
But I say that tongue in cheek. But to Steve Kerr, I'll say the same thing I said to all the people when the Kaepernick stuff came out. Keep your politics out of my sports, damn it. That's all I want.
Yeah.
That's all I want. I don't want to think about politics when I'm watching sports. Nobody does.
No.
Sports is a refuge for people when we get home from a long day.
Yes.
When we finally have a weekend, we want to lay down and not think about anything and just watch our sports. We don't want to think about politics. We've been thinking about politics for the last year and a half straight.
Yeah. Oh my God.
I mean, enough. It's over. Enough. No more.
And sports is supposed to be something you can talk about with everyone. Like go to the locker room, talk about sports. But now you're bringing in. It happened, I think, a lot with the Obama doing the college picks, the playoff picks.
Yep.
And it just kept rolling and rolling and rolling. And now, like I can't even watch the NBA now. I hate them so much.
The only political tradition I want left in sports, besides the national anthem, which isn't really political, that's more of a civic thing. Yeah. I don't mind it when the president always does an interview before the Super Bowl. Fine.
Yeah, I like that.
Fine. Cool. Keep that. That's a good way to reach out to the nation. But other than that, that's it. That's all I want. That's it. No more. No more politics in sports.
Hold on. Zig23 says, I thought you quit. Bruh. What are you talking about? I swear to God, man, people, who the hell said I was quitting? Ay. Pro Special with a question. He says, quick question about the MLS fall to spring schedule. Don't you have a good amount of teams that would have to play through some seriously bad weather? That's actually a very good point.
It is. Now, the European schedule does include a pretty hefty winter break.
Okay.
So that would kind of deal with some of that.
Okay.
But just to say something about the number of teams that that I mentioned, MLS also needs to cut down the number of teams that make the playoff. Right now, you have 28 teams. 18 of those teams make the playoffs. That is absolutely way too much. You're playing this entire season to just eliminate
everybody gets in the playoffs, like the NBA.
Exactly. Yeah, pretty much.
Actually,
there
is the NBA in hockey. Every team gets in hockey.
Yeah. There is that built-in small winter break around Christmas time, so some of that would be avoided.
Okay, very good.
But other than that, look, soccer's one of the few sports that doesn't get rained out, doesn't get snowed out.
Oh, you can
Lightning's the one thing.
Okay.
Lightning's the one. Look up the snow classico that the U.S. played against Costa Rica in Denver in like 3 inches of snow. It was a beautiful game.
I did not know that. How about that?
Yeah.
Keeping with the topic. Pardon me. Keeping with the topic at hand. Again, sports and politics. I agree with you, Miami J. Dude, sports, politics. I'm sorry. Politics needs to stay out of sports, man. Even conservative stuff. I just don't like. I don't like. I don't want to see people, wearing MAGA hats, in the stands. I don't need all that. Like, this is why we're sports fans. Number one is because we love sports. But number two, we don't want to get into the politics. We don't want to get into the politics. And it's funny because there are a lot of sportscasters. Like one of my favorite talk show hosts, Colin Cowherd. He constantly stares down his nose at people who say, well, keep politics out of my sports. Now, it's interesting. He actually hasn't said that lately. He used to say that quite a lot, but he hasn't said it lately, which means he's probably listening to his audience. And that wouldn't surprise me because, of course, Colin Cowherd he's very, very intelligent like that. He knows which side his bread is buttered on. But we got this next story.
Donovan, sorry. Before we get into the next story, little headline. The game just ended, and after a record-breaking MLS regular season, Lionel Messi and Inter Miami have been eliminated by Atlanta.
What?
Yep.
What happened to my camera? Are you serious?
Yep, they just
Oh my God,
that is crazy. Sorry, I've been watching the game here.
No, that is so breaking news. The Miami, and I forgot what they're
Inter Miami.
Oh, Inter Miami, and it was a glorious season for Lionel Messi. I think Luis Suarez was also on that squad. Basically an all-star squad. Aren't they thinking about? There was another player that was rumored to be
Neymar.
Yeah, Neymar was supposed to be. So you are telling me that after all of this buildup and all of this hype, and now it's over for Miami. It's all over for Inter Miami.
That is the first round of the playoffs.
The first round of the playoffs. That's honestly, that's the equivalent. That's almost like the equivalent of like a 2 seed being knocked off by like a 7 seed.
Not even. That's the Kansas City Chiefs losing in the wild card round
to the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Wow.
That's crazy.
Holy smokes. Well, that's something, luckily for us, that's not something Mahomes or Brady has ever done. Wow. Miami FC eliminated from the playoffs just like that. Holy moly. Yeah. Okay. Hey, listen, we do it live here, man. Breaking news. We keep an eye on everything here.
Lost some money on that one.
Oh, dude, you know what, man? One of these days, I'm gonna place a bet on a sport for fun. I have never placed a bet on sports in my life, ever. And like, I consume sports, literally every waking moment.
Yeah.
Anyway, Nick Wright says, I want to be judged for my politics. I think that who you are politically is often a very true testament to who you are. And that I agree with. Nick Wright is one of the only personalities at FS1, the article starts, who doesn't hold back from discussing politics and social issues. The First Things First host, who also hosts a podcast for Fox Sports, proudly endorses liberal views and voices his opposition to conservative voices on sports and political issues. To kick off Election Day, Wright posted his prediction that Kamala Harris would win the presidency. Oh, this is so delicious. Later in the day, he joined the Dan Le Batard Show with Stu Gatz and expressed his views on why politics are important and people's views deserve to be judged by their peers. He says, quote, it's become popular to say you should not judge people for their politics, Wright explained. And I am here to say, please judge me for mine. I want to be judged for my politics. I think who you are politically is often a very true testament to who you are. Nick Wright is using an age-old tactic that women have been using on men since the beginning of fucking time. And that's the reverse permission trick. Women will give you permission to do something they want to do so that they can hit you on the back end later. You want to go out with your homeboys tonight? Cool. Go out with your homeboys. I'm going to sit here and wait for you. And the very next weekend, she wants to go to the club and get butt fucked by the DJ. That's exactly what this is. Nick Wright is telling people that he wants to be judged for his politics so that he can reserve the right to judge other people for their politics. Yeah. What are your thoughts, Miami J?
You just said it perfectly right there. It's the reverse permission trick. I mean, there's nothing really else to say. And, he's a sports personality. Again, get your politics out of my sports.
Dude, totally.
That's it. I don't have anything else to say on that.
No, totally. So it continues. It says, and so if you ask me my values, that aligns with my political leanings, and my values are who I am. So I get bothered by this idea that it is a failing to judge people for their politics. I don't think it's a failing. It's what we're supposed to do. Now we can disagree there. This is great. This was absolutely unbelievable. Nick Wright says, getting it on the record with this tonight, official prediction. He predicted that Kamala Harris would get 295 electoral votes with Trump 243. Look at this. Harris sweeps the blue wall, adds Georgia and Nevada. Trump retains North Carolina and flips Arizona. And literally the opposite happened. Trump won Arizona and he won Nevada, and Trump also almost swept the blue wall. I think the only blue wall state
he swept every toss-up. He got all of them.
Dude. Pennsylvania, Ohio. He absolutely destroyed it.
I don't really care. Look, I don't really care that this guy wanted to pick Kamala Harris to win all that. I care that he can't rid a poll. There was no way in the world that Kamala Harris was ever going to win Nevada.
No, absolutely.
Nevada was gone in September.
Yeah. Goddamn right. Nevada was gone as soon as I got here. Special says in Europe, it depends with the winter break. England and Spain basically don't have one. Germany has like 2 or 3 weeks during the worst weather period, but we don't have Kansas City type winters. Okay. All right. Very good. Let's stay on stay in the same vein here. Let me stop the sharing. So we're going to go to
may I add something?
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry, Jay Blaze. Jesus Christ, I totally forgot about getting your take. Yeah. What do you think? Jesus.
Okay, so I think this is we are not getting people who love sports covering sports.
Right.
Because think back to the 90s where you had ESPN in its heyday. Those people love sports. They could talk about sports for hours.
All day.
We're seeing this now with the gaming industry. We're seeing this with Hollywood. These people are using these platforms to push their own message.
Yes.
Nick Wright was from the Colin Coward. Colin Coward got him the job. It was Colin Coward and Skip Bayless leading the network. And Skip, say what you will about him, he loves sports. Yeah, he sports is number one to him. And dude, I think 2020 broke him. But before that, hey, but Nick Wright, you can just tell he cares more about politics than sports.
You know what I'll say also, going back to the early 90s, to the late 90s, early 2000s.
Yeah.
Mind you, these days he's one of the most hated liberal bastards you can talk about. But when he was starting out, when he was first on SportsCenter, Keith Olbermann was awesome.
Oh my
God,
dude! Keith Olbermann is a fucking lunatic.
He is now, but I don't know.
Remember, it was Dan Patrick and Keith Olbermann. That was the
they
first
were the
version
dream team.
of Stuart Scott and Rich Eisen. Like
they were the dream team. Those two were great together in SportsCenter. And now, since he left SportsCenter the first time, he was a train wreck.
Oh my god, dude! He's like me. He's always fucking pissed off about something.
But I'll give him props because he never brought politics into it back then. Why is he doing it now? Now he's just an idiot.
Right. And listen, and here's the thing. I'm not going to not watch ESPN if Randy Moss comes out as a bleeding heart liberal. I don't give a shit about his politics. I wouldn't love I wouldn't like Jalen Hurts any less if he were openly gay. I don't care. Okay, Jalen Hurts is a switch hitter. Great. What can you do what you do Friday, Thursday through Friday? I don't care. Can you win for me on Sunday? Absolutely, because I would rather have a switch hitting quarterback that's good than a quarterback who bangs a bunch of chicks who plays and looks like Will Levis. I don't care about that. And people who ride or jump off bandwagons with teams based on politics, you're missing the whole point. You're missing the whole point of sports. It's absolutely incredible. It's incredible. It's insane.
Yeah.
Hey, if you have a gay quarterback, it's less distraction because he doesn't have a woman in his life.
You feel me? Bruh. Now that's an interesting concept. That's a very interesting concept. Think about this. No. This is the truth. Homosexual men are the happiest people ever. And the reason they're the happiest people ever is because they don't fucking deal with women. They don't deal with women romantically. Like, it's honestly, like, if you don't deal with women, and all of us have to, it's just how we're made. It's how we're built. That's what we're going to do. Dude, if you don't deal with bitches romantically, your life improves. It improves immensely. So imagine a quarterback as talented as Jalen or Tua. He comes out as openly, dude, I'm signing that dude right motherfucking now because his head is on straight. He is there to win and win only. He's not going to be, well, I don't know. He might be out at other clubs, but either way, he ain't got to worry about paternity fraud. He ain't got to worry about paternity suits, and there's not going to be no domestic violence because, I don't know. I guess homosexual. Well, the funny thing is I think that domestic violence is a lot higher in the woman switch hitting relationships than in the men.
Lesbian
probably.
Yeah. The highest.
That would be, that's an interesting concept. And we have had openly homosexual players come out. There is Michael Sam, but I want to see what would happen if an openly homosexual man were to actually be a good player. I would love
superstar. Yeah,
that would be very.
Didn't Aaron Rodgers win his MVP when he was jacked up with a guy?
I think that was one of his roommates, right?
Yeah.
No, dude, Aaron Rodgers, dude, who has he banged? He's banged Olivia Munn. He banged
Danica Patrick.
Chick.
I'm jealous. Olivia Munn,
Danica Patrick.
Yeah, Danica. Danica's aged well too, and she's a little thing. She's like 5'3", she's like 5'2", 100 and nothing. It's crazy. All right. So let's get into the story that Jay Blaze sent to me. I'm a little slow on the uptake here. I do apologize for that. Yes, Chrome tab. WNBA star Angel Reese shares 8-word response to Donald Trump's shocking electric victory. She says, quote, "As a woman, I'm heartbroken for all of us." WNBA star Angel Reese shared her candid reaction to Donald Trump winning the 2024 U.S. election. The Chicago Sky Forward 22 issued a statement on X/Twitter on Wednesday, November 6th, hours after Trump was declared the 47th president of the United States, beating out Democratic nominee Kamala Harris. "I'm so disappointed in America. Some of you just couldn't selfishly put your pride aside, huh?" Reese wrote. "As a woman, I'm heartbroken for us all." She added, quote, "God is the best author and the best finisher. I'm going to pray on this and think positive." Yeah, this is funny. Jeff says this all the time. When women talk, when women bring the gospel or bring the Bible into, when they bring the Bible into like politics or into an argument or whatever, it's their way of cursing at you. Like when she says, "You know what?
Yeah.
I'm going to pray for you." No, you're not going to pray for me. She's telling you, "Fuck you." That's how women swear. So Angel Reese basically just swore like black women always swear, using God and the Bible. My mom used to cuss like that all the time too. She'd be like, "God don't like ugly and he ain't too fond of pretty." Mom, that doesn't make any kind of that. Mom, I'm sorry to say that made no fucking sense. I'm sorry. I wanted to tell you that for 47 fucking years. I'm telling you right now. Jay Blaze, what are your thoughts on Angel Reese's heartfelt thoughts about Donald? Oops, sorry about that. That's the wrong Jay Blaze. There we are.
I want to say you're welcome, Angel. We saved you from yourself.
Thank you.
Yeah, we saved you from men going into women's sports, and most women, dude. Noit Roba's that's all they voted for Kamala. She had no other policies whatsoever, and you're welcome.
There you go, Miami J. What are your thoughts, brother?
Look, I just keep finding it hilarious that these people. This has nothing to do with a woman candidate. This has nothing to do with any of this crap.
What are we doing,
dude?
dude?
Yeah, what are we doing? You know damn well all these fempowerment ladies out here would not be voting for a woman if the first viable woman candidate was a Republican.
Right.
Yeah.
There you go.
So I don't want to hear it because I don't buy any of it.
I think it's hilarious. And you know, it's interesting. I think it's almost like they're responding to something else. Like it makes absolutely did we witness the same thing on Tuesday night? Like, did we you know what I mean? Like you would, go ahead, Miami J. What you got?
I will say, I said it before, I'm not necessarily ecstatic that we have Trump again. I'm not the biggest fan, but
Sure.
I will say the best part of this is watching liberals melt down.
Oh, I love it.
I'm so high off liberal tears.
Love it.
Yes, Jay Blaze says he gets high off of liberal tears. I get drunk. I get drunk off feminist tears just about every day. I had to get drunk off of them on Tuesday night. Jay Blaze, before we go to the next story about LeBron, how do you think, because you call LeBron La China, and for very good reason, do you think the NBA is going to stop being woke? I mean, what are your thoughts on the election as it affects sports?
They can't stop because what the NBA has done, they've thrown away the casual fan. So when Michael Jordan was at his peak, he was getting 20 million viewers in the finals.
Right.
And now they're getting 2.5 million viewers a game. And so they can't stop because the China is basically supplementing their league. And so you have Nike and all them, they're profiting from the labor in China.
Jesus.
And so this is why you have LeBron and stuff pushing China as a good thing for the league, and so it's in their profits. They literally can't do it because now you have a bunch of foreign-born players that they're bringing in, so it's isolating everyone because they can't see themselves within the players now. So you need strong men, but we're the community they're taking it from are less. They're not like the 90s players, so they can't get them. So they're bringing in the foreign players that they can't do it.
Dude, it's absolutely ridiculous. Ken Rose has gifted one Donovan Sharp membership. Unfortunately, I don't know who got the membership. So if you are the recipient of the Donovan Sharp
I think Ghost did.
Holler at your boy.
I will say the
Go ahead.
NBA cannot afford to go unwoke any more than say Disney can.
Yeah,
It's just too institutionalized for them.
Yeah. It's almost like it's almost fundamentally intrinsic now. To
Yeah, and the funny thing is, if they were to say stop going woke or go unwoke or whatever the only people it would really hurt is the people at the top who get hurt by reading Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody else would give a damn.
No, nobody else would care.
No,
Nobody else would care. Shane Will says the NBA is done for. In our last story about the crybabies of the liberals, LeBron James, it says, deals with Trump win with heavy message to daughter Zuri. The article starts, the fallout of the U.S. presidential election is weighing heavy on LeBron James's quote, mind and heart. In an Instagram post shared Wednesday, hours after former President Donald Trump was declared the winner over Vice President Kamala Harris, the Lakers superstar posted a photo that featured him embracing daughter Zuri, vowing to, quote, protect her with everything I have and more. Heavy on my heart and mind this AM, my princess. James, 39, began. Oh boy, let's see what he wrote. Promise to protect you with everything I have and more. We don't need their help. Oh God. So LeBron seems to so James, who shares a 10-year-old Zuri with his wife Savannah, along with his sons Bronny and Bryce and North Harris in the days leading up to the election. Yeah, this is almost the same argument as Angel Reese. I can't, we are in danger. All of my rights as a woman are gone. Blah 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 blah. They're trying to blame this on misogyny, and that's just not what happened.
Look, what you're seeing right here is the definition of pandering.
Yes, literally pandering. Yes. LeBron, yes, and that is as woke as it gets. That's pandering for sure.
And this is coming from LeBron, who's in the People's Republic of China, California, where his daughter will always have the right to do that.
Yep.
And it's just like most people, like we now have more Noit Robas than when Roe versus Wade was established. Yep. And you can't tell me you don't have the right. Like it's there. You can go to any state and do it. Just move there. Like,
what is Zuri James in danger of? What exactly is LeBron James
being a victim?
Protect Zuri James from?
Being a victim?
Big bad patriarchy? Yeah. The big bad patriarchy, LeBron, is the reason why you are a billionaire. It's just, this is ridiculous.
And it infuriates me that LeBron is in America, and because of his athletic ability,
yes, right,
in America, he was able to become a billionaire. He is the product of a single mother.
Thank you.
And somehow he was able to make it to a billionaire. And that's because you're in America, LeBron. If you were in China.
Listen,
if you were in China.
100%. Only in America can you be born to an irresponsible single mother who literally gives you away to a well-to-do family. Can you become what LeBron's become? But he wants to. You want to protect your kid from that? Is that it, Bron? Get out of here.
Not only that, he probably should look back at his formative years and see who was president. Because if I'm not mistaken, he grew up in the Reagan-Bush years.
He actually grew up in the Bush, George W. Bush era. I remember watching him. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, he grew up in the George W. Bush era. I remember watching him in high school in 2003. So he was drafted number 1 overall in the 2003 NBA draft. So yeah, he grew and he prospered under the Bush regime. Absolutely.
There you go.
King Life.
It's just ridiculous.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's just ridiculous.
Yeah, it's all of this. I can't believe it. Oh, these people. You know what they're being? Not only are they being disingenuous, they're being just overly fucking dramatic.
You know what? I got news. I got news for LeBron and for everybody watching and for the world. Okay, all this stuff that we talk about, everything that encompasses America, this election is going to change maybe 2% of your life.
Yep.
Maybe. Okay, that's it. That's it. If you're that upset that you're devoting 100% of your attention to 2% of your life, you're gonna miss a lot of shit.
Well, I will say this: this election is going to affect a lot more than 2% of my life, for sure. Because I get fucking ass fucked on taxes every goddamn year, man. Oh my god.
And
Oh my god. I
do you
can't
remember there was supposed to be low income housing that went into San Francisco?
Yeah.
And you know who put a stop to that?
Who?
Steph Curry, who said, and he basically says, everyone should have everything, but there's
How
going to
come
be
they-
low income housing coming to my backyard. No,
I don't think so.
thank
Yeah,
you.
no, not here.
Yeah, I'm good on that.
Yeah.
Appreciate that. Unbelievable. All right, let us switch gears. We are going to get out of we're going to get out of politics. It's interesting.
Yeah.
We all sat here and bitched and moaned about how much we don't want politics in sports, yet we're talking about politics in sports. We are going to change gears. We're going to talk a little college football, man. We haven't really talked much college football so far this season. But there was another event that happened on Tuesday night that didn't have anything to do with the election, and it was the first ever college football playoff bracket. So as it stands right now, and obviously a lot of this is going to change because Georgia and Miami were both upset. Georgia was upset by Ole Miss. Miami was upset by who did they play today? I actually watched the fucking game. Oh, they were upset by Georgia Tech. That was a great game. Texas absolutely dump truck to whoever they played. I think it was Purdue. No, that was Ohio State. They dump truck Purdue. Penn State is number 7. Pardon me. Number 8 is Tennessee. Surprising Indiana is number 9. I still need to check on that game because I think they played Michigan. Ohio, who's number 10? This is jumping around on me. There we are, BYU. Okay, there we are. My apologies. Notre Dame rounds out the top 10 with Alabama at number 11 and Boise State coming in at the top 12. And, it's interesting. Alabama versus LSU, I think it's going on right now if it's not over already. So the winner of Alabama LSU is probably the loser of Alabama LSU is probably effectively eliminated.
Yep.
Eliminated by eliminated from the college football. The Level Up Man is in the chat. He says LSU is getting dump trucked by Bama. Wow. Okay, I actually thought LSU was going to win that game. So Miami J, I know you don't follow college football as closely as a lot of people do. So just give me your thoughts on the college football season. What do you think about the new 12 team?
Yeah, I think I follow it closer than you give me credit for, man.
Oh,
I'm a big Gators fan. I especially follow the SEC a lot closer.
Okay. Hashtag Aaron Hernandez, right?
Yeah, exactly. You had to go there, didn't you?
Real shit. I mean,
that's how he did. But hey, we had him in Smith too.
Hey, you know what I'm saying? Hey,
we got both sides covered.
Hey, you look, you had Tim Tebow playing with Aaron Hernandez. You literally had the Saint in the center. Literally the Saint in the center. Okay,
we did. I'll say I'm looking at the bracket here. I think Miami's gonna be out of this. Their display that Georgia Tech put almost 300 yards rushing.
Oh my God, that was
horrible.
They had no answer.
And you know what? It goes to show. I'll take the blame for that loss. I hate the Miami Hurricanes. I always have. I'm a Gators fan. I just said that. The one time that I bet on the Hurricanes, the one time that I put money on them, they go and shit the bed. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah, you definitely hate Miami.
Yeah, I really hate them now. I will say I really like what Tennessee's doing this year. I thought they played Florida. Obviously, I saw that game really well, but I think them and Texas, I think, are the best teams in the SEC right now.
Yeah.
Even more so than Georgia, even more so than LSU or Alabama.
Totally agree.
And I will say, we still have a few weeks to go here. And looking at the conference standing, one sneaky team that's not in here yet is Colorado.
Yes.
I think if they make it to that Big 12
the Big 12
championship game and they win
that game, they're in. They are in. Yeah, they're the Colorado Buffaloes. Shadur Sanders, Travis Hunter, and the boys went down. They went down to Lubbock, Texas, where I've actually been on the campus of Texas Tech. And by the way, now we go back Texas Tech, Michael Crabtree, Patrick Mahomes, Cliff Kingsbury, Coach Patrick Mahomes, and Texas Tech, and all that other kind of stuff. But yeah, so that was a big win for Colorado. There is a world where Colorado makes the playoff, and I think that would be great for college football. I think that'd be great for TV. Any more thoughts on the on college football?
I'm just looking at the bracket here. I love Boise State. I've always loved Boise State.
Dude, I was watching Ashton Genty. Dude, that kid. Oh my God.
You know what? If this was the bracket, if this was a set bracket, I'd be going for Boise State.
Yeah,
I want.
You know who I want? You know who I want to make the college football playoff? I want Army to get in. I want
yes,
Army to
of
get
course.
in. That would be fucking awesome if Army got in. I don't think they will, but I hope they do. All right, Jay Blaze, what are your thoughts on the college football season as well as the new 12-team college football?
I think they're hoping that the NIL will create such parity in the league. I think they're 4 to 5 years away from creating real parity. But I think they should have kept the 4-team for maybe the next couple of years because. But that's just my opinion.
Going from 4 to 12, I thought they were going to go from 4, then do 8, and then do 12. But they went from 4 to 12. That was.
I will say, look, if we had gone to 8, or even now that we're at 12, we could have gone to 16. Right now we're at 12. Guess what? 13, 14, and 15 are going to be crying foul, and we're going to have the same argument that we have every year.
There you go. And
but I do like the idea of the playoff.
I love it.
I love it.
And listen, you remember the very first college football playoff, I think was maybe back in 2015. I don't know if I'm getting that mixed up because Zeke Elliott with the Ohio State Buckeyes won the college football playoff. Matter of fact, they got in because there was a big debate, Baylor versus TCU, and Ohio State in the Big Ten title game. I think they beat Wisconsin something like 59-0. And so the committee, had them as the number 4 overall seed. And I think Baylor, and I think it was Baylor then TCU at that point. And that was when Baylor had that one receiver who was really good, but basically like drank and drug himself out of the league. Josh somebody. I forgot. I've already forgotten his name already. Here's what I'll say about the new college football playoff system. I love it. I love the fact that we are going to get home playoff games on college. Can you imagine a playoff game in in Baton Rouge at night? Can you imagine can you imagine Oregon, traveling to Texas, for the SEC? And I love the new matchups that we're getting. We're seeing teams play teams we have never seen play before. The ratings are
Not
at
just that.
Go ahead.
Think a few years down the road. Think of a playoff semifinal where Michigan has to go into Ohio State or Florida go to Florida State.
Fucking crazy.
This is fantastic. I fucking love it. I love.
Did you say? Hold on. Did you say Florida State?
A few years down the road.
Florida State is hot garbage. Yeah, Florida State's having a bad year.
So Florida.
I think what they really want.
Like Florida's not good. Florida State is worse.
I think what college really wants is a March Madness type atmosphere, and you have a team like a complete Cinderella team that just plays over their skis. I just don't think they're at that level yet.
No, and I don't think in football you can get there. The March Madness lends itself because everything happens so fast to a Cinderella team having an incredible run. That can't happen in football.
No, that doesn't happen in college football. No. I've got a correction. Level Up Man in the chat says the first college football playoff was the 2014 season, OSU versus Bama and Oregon versus FSU. I think it had to be Alabama who won the game, right? Yes. Alabama did beat Alabama. Yes. I was right. Yeah, Alabama. Yeah, because Ohio State, OSU beat Alabama. And then I forget who they played in the national championship game. I think it might have been,
I think it was Oregon.
Year that OSU won, yeah.
Either way, Ohio State never beats the SEC.
No.
Yeah. But I will say, hopefully this ends the non-subjective debate, or maybe this ends the objective debates in that at least we know most major conference champions should make it in, and most undefeated teams should make it in. And those were the teams that always had a claim to the playoff spots. So hopefully this ends that debate.
What about our win against Roast Beef Tech? Oh my God, it's always going to be something. The way I see it is now, this is interesting. So the Level Up Man says the new system will only give top tier teams more chances at the title, and the current format makes the 5 seed the easiest path in the field. Okay, listen, if you want a better chance at the title, become a top tier team. That's my response. And here's what I'll say. Here's the deal. Listen, we all love Boise State. We all love Ashton Genty. We all love Army. That's it's a great story. Indiana, I think, is still undefeated. I don't know what their game was against Michigan. That's real cute. Guys, BYU is not winning the national championship. Penn State's not winning this thing. Tennessee, no. You know who's going to win it? It's going to be the Alabamas. It's going to be the LSUs. It's going to be the Oregons, possibly the Clemsons. I think what the college, and this is what Colin Cowherd said about this, and I agree with him 100%. The new college playoff system is, how can I put this? It's almost like we all know that the stock market is the economy basically it's 6 companies running the economy, right? 90, I think it's something like 60% of, stock traders or companies, but, we all have stocks and bonds. We get to play too. In other words, we're not going to make any real Exxon money, but we get to play too. We get this, we get a seat at the table. We all know we love Boise State. We know they're not going to win it, but we want to give college football fans hope. Hey, anything can happen, any given Saturday type of thing. Even though we know that at this point BYU is not going to win the national championship, they think, dude, you ask anybody in the state of Utah, they say they got a shot, and I'm good with that.
Yeah, and look, and they might make a great run with a couple of wins. Like I remember what that time Boise State beat Oklahoma. Nobody saw that coming.
Oh, good God.
So those games are still going to happen, and this lends itself to a lot more of those types of games. But ultimately, I still think Ohio State, the SEC teams, and every odd year USC and Oregon will make a play for it. There's your national championships for the next 10 years.
No, I totally agree. Level Up Man, also another correction. Wow, he knows his shit about college football. Says only the first round is on campuses. The quarters and the semis are at the bowl sites. I think it's brilliant. Terrell Thomas, who's an FSU fan, says just literally pain, just pain. Ugh, FSU man, just literal dude, bro. Like I mean, I'm neutral on FSU. I don't love them or hate them. I feel sorry for those guys, man.
You know what? Actually, it's kind of funny. The FSU Florida game this year is probably going to be the best one we've gotten forever because both teams are so bad.
They're terrible. Throw the records out the window. Yeah, they might actually have to. Level Up Man says, yes, you were correct. Zeke Elliott beat Alabama with their 3rd string quarterback, and his name was Cardale Jones. I remember JT Barrett started the season, and then I forget who their backup was, but they ended up having to start Cardale Jones because who is this? Anyway, why the fuck am I jogging my memory to figure out who the
I'm
backup
shocked
was?
Level Up isn't calling in.
Say what?
I'm surprised Level Up didn't call in for the college.
Yeah, he should have, man. Because
man.
Dude, Level Up Man knows his shit about college football. But yeah, look, I love the new format. I loved watching Penn State go to USC. I loved watching Ohio State play at Eugene, Oregon. We've never it's so cool to see these matchups. Texas going to the big house to play Michigan. It's just really cool to see Georgia going to play Texas. It's just really cool to see these unique matchups that we've never seen before. Yeah. Last thing on college football, I think what's going to end up happening with all of this conference realignment, and I think the two of you have actually touched on this before, at some point, and I say probably within the next 5 to 10 years, college football is going to look a lot more like the NFL in that there's going to be an AFC and an NFC. The NFC is going to be the SEC and the AFC is going to be the Big Ten. That, I believe, is where we're headed.
I agree. I can agree with that 100%.
All right, very good. Apollo in the chat says, yes, Ohio State beat Oregon in the 2014 national championship game. Was that was when they had Marcus Mariota, if I'm not mistaken, in 2014?
Yes, I think so.
I cannot believe that was 10 years ago. Like, dude, oh my God, time fucking flies. We're getting old, guys. We're getting real old. All right, let us go to, let's talk a little NFL. So resident, long-suffering Cowboys fan, Jay Blaze, just got the stunning, shocking news that their $60 million a year franchise quarterback, Dak Prescott, is going to have season-ending surgery. His hamstring, the muscle reportedly torn off the bone. He's going to have season-ending surgery. That's something that's going to be really, really, really hard to come back from. What are your thoughts on that, Blaze?
Did you see when Cooper Rush came in? The team looked completely different.
Didn't they look better, didn't they?
They did. And I've been saying this. Cooper Rush, because all the pressure is off, because Cooper Rush is making like $5 million.
Yeah.
All the pressure is off. Dude, they call it better. Cooper just goes along with the program. It's like
Yeah.
Nick Foles with when he went in after
after Wentz got hurt.
After
like
Wentz
Case
got hurt.
Keenum.
Yeah,
It
Case
just
Keenum,
completely
right.
takes the pressure off. And they should have said, Dak, hey, it's been real. See you later. And they should have just drafted another quarterback. Because you look at Dak on the sideline, he is always sweating. It is so weird.
He's always fucking sweating.
It's like they're gonna find me out.
Yeah, that's good. I like that.
Yeah, but you look at Tom Brady.
The Dallas Cowboys right now.
Tom Brady, it could be 2 minutes to go in a Super Bowl. There's not an inch of sweat on him. Dude, it's just optics. Like Dak, he's a train wreck. Dude,
it's incredible.
The optics are all bad with him. And now he's gonna marry his super hot white woman girl. And
that's one thing he got right.
Earned. Yeah, he's an elite at getting white chicks.
Yes,
that's what he's an elite at. And dude, it's just wild. I just don't care anymore. The Cowboys are going to be awful in the next 4 years, and it's just bad.
You know what? I'm not so sure. I think Dak might be done with the Cowboys, or the Cowboys might be done with Dak after this. Because especially hamstring injuries are notoriously difficult to come back from, especially severe ones.
Yes.
Those are injuries that keep happening time after time after time after time. Just ask Giovanni Reina over in Dortmund trying to play.
Yeah, very good.
But
my thoughts on sorry about that, guy. I'm slow on the uptake today. Sorry, guys. My and it's interesting. I was actually thinking about what you said earlier in the season, Joel, when it does not appear that the Cowboys want to win. They didn't do anything in free agency. They didn't do it. Like they had a superstar running back saying he wanted to play for the team. He lived and trained in Dallas. You could have got him for $8 million a year. You let him walk. You could have signed CD Lamb 6 weeks earlier and saved yourself, $30 to $40 million? He didn't do that. He didn't do anything in free agency. He didn't do anything. He really didn't do anything in the draft. Now they are hamstrung, pun definitely intended, by Dak Prescott, who is a B- quarterback on an A+ quarterback deal. You know, it's and this doesn't mean Dak Prescott's a bad person. I've actually heard he's a good dude, does a lot of charitable stuff. I'm only talking about him as a football player. The guy freezes like a deer in the headlights, man. It is his MO. The brighter the lights are, the worse he plays. Dak Prescott is the greatest quarterback in NFL history. You know, he's the greatest quarterback in NFL history against teams under 500 at home, outside of the division before October. Greatest fucking quarterback ever outside of the playoffs. And Dak Prescott's been doing this for 4 or 5 straight years. He beats up on these tomato cans. Then they get to the playoffs. Everybody sings their praises, and then they wonder why they get boat raced by upstart Green Bay. It's because your quarterback is not built like that. Your quarterback is not like that. That doesn't mean he's not talented. That doesn't mean Dak Prescott is not he's not a good quarterback when the lights are the brightest. That's the bottom line. And that's why the Cowboys are not going to win a Super Bowl again in my lifetime.
You know what I say? I blame Zeke Elliott for this. He's the one that made Dak Prescott look like a superstar his first 2 years.
God, I know.
And after those 2 years, he hasn't done a single thing.
It has been absolutely crazy. Shane Will Win says a very rich, slightly above average quarterback. Yeah. And I'm 3-1.
I wouldn't say he's above average.
He's average.
He says, he says above average. Yeah, no. Dak Prescott is he's an average quarterback. I won't say he's below average because, listen, to be honest with you, like we can talk shit about Dak all we want to. We're talking shit about him because of his salary. You could do a lot worse than Dak Prescott out on the open market. You know what I mean? Like, there's Will Levis out there. There's Gardner Minshew. It is what it is. But Dak is clear. What Dak is getting paid is not commiserate with the performance on the field during the playoffs and against good teams in prime time. Here's a very good question by Phantom 313. He says, do you think the Cowboys should trade Micah Parsons for draft picks in the offseason? Yes. I think they should trade him to the Philadelphia Eagles.
Well, think about it. How else can they get good?
Say that.
They have no money.
Yeah,
they don't. Look, no. But if I'm Jerry Jones or if I'm whoever the hell actually runs that organization, Micah Parsons is the one guy I'm trying to build around.
Yeah,
I'd trade that. I trade CeeDee Lamb.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Almost build them like the Pittsburgh Steelers, right? Or the old school Chicago Bears, defensively heavy, efficient enough on offense, efficient enough on offense to you can score 15 to 20 points and your defense can hold opponents under 20 points. I think that's the
Seattle
way.
Seahawks. Early Russell Wilson, Seattle Seahawks.
There you go.
Get you an efficient quarterback, a couple decent receivers, and a good running back, and a kick-ass defense.
Like everything the Cowboys did over the offseason showed you they were moving off Dak. I think everything showed they wanted to eat the $59 million and move off of Dak, but they didn't do that because they gave him $60 million, which I don't understand because Dak needs weapons to be good. Dak will never elevate a team.
Right.
He will keep that roster right where it is.
Yep.
So you need to have him have a Kirk Cousins like contract, not highest paid money.
What do you think
I'm
about
a big advocate. I'm a big advocate of prove it contracts.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep. Yeah, the proof contract is, and that's essentially what Baker Mayfield was on before the Bucks gave him the Kirk Cousins contract. And even though the Bucks are 4-5, dude, we watched that motherfucker, dude. That dude went into fucking Arrowhead and brought the Bucks. Dude, he damn near won that game. Of course, he knew it was over as soon as they lost the coin toss. But yeah, Baker, that was a very good contract. What do you think of Shedeur Sanders to the Cowboys? Now, Shedeur earlier this week, guys, came out. I think it was a social media post, and I should have looked it up before we came on tonight. He said, "I'm not playing for the Jets." He said, "I'm not playing for the Jets." And dude, I'm 100% on board with that. Yeah. Jets are where talented quarterbacks go to die. What are your thoughts on how do the Cowboys get fixed? How do we fix this? I mean, because listen, they're in the perfect position to fix this. Dak is out for the season. Honestly, they should probably just sit Micah Parsons, maybe CD. I don't even know why those guys are playing right now. You're only risking injury. I think they should punt on the season, stockpile. I think they should trade stockpile draft picks. I think they should get rid of CD Lamb. I think they should trade Dak. Well, they can't trade Dak because it's probably got a no trade clause in there. Get rid of CD Lamb. Get rid of every expiring contract and start all the way over from the bottom, man.
Yeah, well, build around Micah Parsons and do it that way.
To fix the Cowboys, one, I would say you need to get Ben Johnson from the Lions because he's actually an excellent offensive coordinator. Because every single scheme the Cowboys do is 10 to 20 years out of date because Mike McCarthy is out of date. And you get rid of your DC. And I think go for the guy that was with the Chargers because, dude, he schemes well. He just is a horrible coach.
Huh. Yeah. Brandon Staley.
Yeah, he schemes really well.
Excellent defensive coordinator, just like Steve Spagnuolo. Terrible head coach, probably the greatest defensive head coach of all time is obviously Bill Belichick, but Steve Spagnuolo is in that conversation. Go ahead, Miami J.
No, I was.
Okay, my bad. I thought I
or
misread somebody.
You get Vrabel to get some toughness on the team.
Vrabel fits anywhere. I think, you know me. I'm not a fan of defensive head coaches, but we have some pretty good ones out there. DeMeco Ryans, very, very good defensive head coach. Dan Quinn, well, he's got the Commanders. He's got them steaming along. Pro Special says his cap hit next year is $89.8 million. Oh,
just threw up.
God. Oh my God. Oh yeah. Hunter Jules says Micah be glazing the Eagles. There's precious little evidence of that as of late. Shane Woolen says, I think it was a mistake to sign Dak and Lamb. I don't think it was a mistake to sign CD Lamb. I think it was a mistake to sign Dak Prescott.
Yep.
Well, to that monster deal.
No, sign Lamb and get another quarterback, and you have a top 5 wide receiver for that new quarterback.
There you go.
It's pretty easy.
You bring in Shedeur Sanders. And, you bring in Shedeur Sanders, that changes the franchise. That changes the franchise.
Not just that.
I don't think Cooper Rush is that worse than Dak Prescott. I just don't think it.
No, probably one of the best backups in the league. Go ahead.
You know what? I've been preaching this all season. I don't understand why these quarterbacks are getting these massive contracts.
Jesus.
I don't get it.
The Falcons right now, the Falcons are proving that you can win with a middle-of-the-road journeyman quarterback who's got his head on straight.
Yep.
Build the rest of your team. Your quarterback will fall into place. I get quarterbacks are important. They lead your team.
Absolutely.
I get it. But you find you a competent professional that knows how to play the position. You don't need a superstar every time.
No.
Find you a competent professional that knows how to play the position, pay him what he's actually worth, and then build out the rest of your team. And you got a winning combination.
we're coming up on Super Bowl 59, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think the quarterback has ever been, I don't think there has ever been a team that has won the Super Bowl with a quarterback who is the highest paid player in the league. I don't think that's happening.
Look at Patrick Mahomes. He's like, what, 15, 16?
He's making 45 a year. He makes what Kirk Cousins makes. He makes what Kirk Cousins makes.
I got to tell you, the Chiefs were geniuses with that contract. I remember, Donovan, we criticized them at the time.
We did.
Because it was the
10 years,
$400 million contract.
Million. What are you doing?
3 years later, they look like geniuses. Because they don't have to pay him again until God knows when.
Nope. They might not. Honestly, they might not have to pay him again.
They might not have to.
Yeah, exactly.
See, that contract is bad for the league because they want people coming up for contracts because that creates stories. But it was so smart for the Chiefs.
Yes.
Yeah, I get it. I was just going to say that. Yeah, you're right. For the Chiefs. Exactly. And good for Mahomes, too.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Phantom 313 says, I think teams that need quarterbacks should be looking at Malik Willis in the offseason. Nah, I disagree. Malik Willis listen, he's hyper talented. Dude, he's probably more athletic than even Justin Fields. But Malik Willis is the type of quarterback that needs an offensive. It's no accident that he is thriving under Matt LaFleur when he didn't thrive under the defensive minded Mike Vrabel. Matt LaFleur, he's probably low key one of the best play callers in the league. And Malik Willis is 2-0. Malik Willis wouldn't be 2-0 under a Robert Saleh. He wouldn't be 2-0 under a Nick Sirianni. He wouldn't be 2-0 under maybe he'd be 2-0 under a Mike McCarthy, maybe, because he is an offensive head coach. But no, Malik Willis, if the teams that are looking for a quarterback like Malik Willis, I don't know, maybe if you trade him to the Cowboys, you've got a cheap quarterback. If you get a good offensive coordinator, good offensive head coach, maybe he'll do good there. But I don't think Malik Willis is on anybody's Christmas list as far as quarterbacks go. Phantom 313 says, I think Shedeur may go to the Raiders. What do you think of Shedeur Sanders in Las Vegas?
I don't think it's a horrible fit. I think it's probably a good fit, but honestly, I think it's way too early to start talking about where these college kids are going to end up. We don't even know the draft order yet.
Yeah. Well,
it's all speculation at this point.
Yeah, you're right. And
it'd be a good fit.
That's a very good point. I think we'll start understanding what the draft order is. Usually, it's after week 12 or 13 because that's when the better teams are starting to separate themselves. And if this team beats that person or loses this or that, whatever, then. But yeah, I agree. Shane Willin says defense first, running back in the middle rounds. There are precious exceptions to the rule. I think Ezekiel Elliott was properly drafted at number 4 overall out of Ohio State. He was worth that. I think Jahmyr Gibbs he was also number 4 overall. This is his second year. I don't think he was overdrafted. Hunter Jewell says Micah is going to want a bigger contract next season. Absolutely. Dak Prescott traded the contract right now. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm saying the thing about these running backs is how little they last. I remember a few years ago, there was all this hype in the draft about the return of the first-round running back when Todd Gurley got drafted.
Oh yeah,
and he lasted what, 2 seasons? Yeah, 2 seasons, maybe 3.
Maybe 3.
Now he had a great rookie season. He had a great rookie season.
Yes,
but after that, nothing.
And remember, Todd Gurley tore his ACL in his last game at Georgia. He tore his ACL in his last game.
And he was still a first-round pick.
And he was still a first-round draft pick. Todd Gurley is 30 years old, y'all.
Jesus.
It feels like Todd Gurley played 20 years ago. That man is 30. He is 30 years old and out of the league. Wow.
And look at Zeke. He's a shell.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Dude. Oh, my God. Zeke is... It's incredible what happens to these guys. That's why guys like Derrick Henry are such a rarity. And it's no surprise that Christian McCaffrey his injuries are starting to pile up because he's starting to get a little older. So
it's going to be interesting to see how he comes back. And I also I'm watching Nick Chubb closely to see how he finishes out the season.
Yeah, Nick Chubb has been he's also with the injuries as well. But he is a dynamic running back. He's almost as violent a runner as somebody like an Isaiah Pacheco or something.
And that's why I have him on my fantasy team. Oh wait.
I
traded him to Blaze. I traded him to Blaze last week.
By the way, Devin's she can't go easy on you this week, Jay Blaze, because Joe Burrow absolutely went off. Joe Burrow got 62 fantasy points, my man.
Yeah, I'm not winning that one.
Jamar got 55. They absolutely
Jamar Chase went off, dude.
Dude, 11 catches, 264 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Pay the man. What are we doing? Pay Jamar Chase. Jesus fucking Christ. He's been a number one receiver since he's been in the league, man. Okay, so we are going to go. What we are going to do now is we are going to oh wow, give me 2 seconds. So we're going to give our mid-season awards. We're not going to do every single one of them. We'll tell you what we'll do. Let's go coach of the year. Let's go offensive and defensive rookies of the year. Let's go comeback player of the year. Let's go defensive player of the year and then MVP. How's that sound?
Sounds good.
Good.
All right, let's start with the rookies of the year. I think it's pretty unanimous across the board that right now. Do we have any? Jaden Daniels appears to be the offensive rookie of the year. I thought it was
number one. Yep.
It is clearly Jaden Daniels. Do we have any disagreement there?
Nope.
Okay. Defensive rookie of the year. Does anybody have any nominations?
I have Jared Verse from the Rams.
Okay. All right.
I will say a name to watch in the back half of the season for offensive is Brock Bowers. Keep an eye on that guy.
Yes. Yeah, Brock Bowers. And the interesting thing is, sorry about that. Brock Bowers is ever since he left Georgia, Carson Beck does not look the same. Shedeur Sanders is going to be the first quarterback taken. It was supposed to be Carson Beck. Now Carson Beck looks ordinary without his
security blanket.
Right end. Yeah, without Brock Bowers. So the candidates for the defensive rookies of the year. Let me take a look here. Why the hell is this so? I do apologize, guys.
You're good.
Yeah, I don't know why this is. Okay. Oh boy, I don't know what the hell happened there. Okay, so come on. Why in the world? I'm gonna tell you what, man. These okay, so Dallas Turner, Latu, Quinyon Mitchell for the Philadelphia Eagles. Quinyon Mitchell, by the way, guys, low key is that kid is and listen, I know this because I watch him every week. That dude is a shutdown cornerback, man. That dude stuck it to Jamar Chase. Jamar Chase had 5 catches for 54 yards and no touchdowns against the Eagles. Absolutely bottled his ass up. That Eagles defense is top 10 in everything. So my defensive rookie of the year is, it's going to be very biased. I'm going to go with Quinyon Mitchell just because I see him all the time and he does play for the Eagles.
Yeah, I still got Jared Verse, but that's a good shout.
Okay.
Actually, look, honestly, looking objectively at it, I actually think the only 2 possible candidates right now for this defensive rookie of the year are both in the Rams. You got Jared Verse and you got that other kid, Brandon Frisk.
Wow. That's a very good point.
Yeah.
But do they offset each other?
Yeah, they do. They're going to be, dude, they're young. They're on rookie contracts. Can you imagine if Aaron Donald were still playing for the Rams, dude?
Oh,
right.
Dude.
Oh my God. That would be fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Okay.
What's next?
What is next? Hold on. Let me see. So we did offensive, defensive rookie of the year. Let's go with coach of the year. Coach of the year, as far as I'm concerned, is Dan Quinn down in Washington.
Yep.
We didn't, I thought the Commanders, that was a 6-win football team. Bruh, they're already 7 or 6 or 7-2. Dude, we got to play them on a short week on Thursday night. That is not a gimme. I remember when the Commanders used to be a gimme for everybody. Yep. Not anymore. So my coach of the year candidate is Dan Quinn.
I'll second that, but just to be different, I'm going to throw a hot take name at you. I'm going to throw out Mac Tomlin. Because nobody expected the Pittsburgh Steelers to be this good.
I don't hate that. Wow. That's you know what, man?
I think the Commanders
done. That's a really good one. That's a really good man, dude. I think you know what? I think I agree with you. I think I think it might be Mike Tomlin. What do you think, Jay Blaze?
I think most of the credit on the Commanders is Cliff Kingsbury.
There you go.
I think he is one of the most underrated offensive coordinators.
I don't know. I think it might be a lot of layover effect from Ron Rivera.
You think so? Ron Rivera was not. Oh, fucking hell,
Come on.
I was like,
You
well,
gotta
wait a
pick
minute,
up on
hold
the
on.
tone, Donovan. You gotta pick up
Yeah,
on the tone.
I was like, wait a minute, Ron Rivera was a defensive guy and he did get fired. Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, you got me. Dude, MLD got me on the election stream. He did like this spoof of like election breakdowns. And so they were zooming in on the neighborhoods. Then they zoomed into this dude's house. Then they zoomed into his head. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? Like, how the hell are they getting this information? Everybody on the panel's laughing at my ass. If they were laughing for 5 minutes before I figured out it was fake. Yeah. I'm such a boomer.
You went on his stream that night?
Yeah, well, I went on his stream that day, and then I did the simul stream, and that was the problem. Oh yeah.
Got it.
Jesus Christ, I'll never do that again. We love you, MLD. You got to clean up. You got to clean up the language. I like Mike Tomlin. I like Dan Quinn. Who else is doing a lot with it? Who else is outperforming?
Raheem Morris.
Raheem Morris is a very good coach of the year candidate, actually. That is a very good coach. Phantom 303 says coach of the year, Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins player of the year. I don't think there's a player of the year. Is that MVP?
I think Raheem was my choice for coach of the year.
Raheem Morris was your choice for coach of the year. Mine was D'Amico Ryans.
Yeah.
Mine was D'Amico Ryans.
I think mine was Mike McDaniel, wasn't it? I don't remember.
Yeah, it might have been. We'll go back.
Homer.
I think I went Homer on that pick. Yeah.
Okay. Defensive player of the year. Now, I will give credit to Jay Blaze here because I think if Aiden Hutchinson doesn't snap his tibia, I think he's probably the NFL sack leader and probably would have been the NFL Defensive Player of the Year. Right now, it looks like the NFL Defensive Player of the Year could be Trey Hendrickson in Cincinnati, who leads the NFL in sacks with 11. He had 4 last week. What are your thoughts on Defensive Player of the Year? I've got Trey Hendrickson.
Blaze, you can go first.
If they don't make the playoffs, I almost think it could be JJ or TJ Watt could be outside block.
Fucking monster. That dude. Oh my God.
I think it depends on if the Bengals make the playoffs.
Okay. All right.
I like the TJ Watt shout. I'm also looking at Xavier McKinney down in Green Bay.
Oh yes. Oh, he's having
that kid. Wow. That kid's balling out,
dude.
That guy's balling out.
Yeah, he's a tackling machine, man. He's an absolute tackling machine. Another candidate for Defensive Player of the Year. It flashed. Oh, here we go. Dexter Lawrence is an absolute. Yeah, Dexter Lawrence is a fucking monster. Honestly, man, I think the best defensive player in football is probably TJ Watt. Dude, TJ Watt, he will take over games. He's an absolute monster. And so is Dexter Lawrence, as a matter of fact. Phantom 383 says, I'm sorry, Kirk Cousins is the comeback player of the year. So let's go to that one. We all remember Kirk Cousins last year, popped the Achilles in Minnesota. I don't know who was injured for the year last year, but I can't really think of anybody else.
I think we all had Aaron Rodgers.
We did, didn't we?
Yeah. And if the Jets if the Jets make a push for the wild card, which I don't think they will, but if they did, maybe you could consider it.
If Aaron Rodgers gets the 3 and 6 Jets to the playoffs, he's got to be your MVP. He's got to be your comeback player of the year. Yeah, dude, it's crazy. Go ahead,
dude. They have given him everything. And I think he's just like, there's a reason we haven't seen a Tom Brady. Like, dude, they hit a ceiling. They hit a wall at 40. Like, they just hit a wall. And
he is not the same guy.
Yeah, they've given him his OC. They fired their head coach. They've given him Devontae Adams. Like, what else can you give this man? And, dude, they have a good defense.
They have a great defense. And oh, by the way, Woody Johnson fired the best defensive coach on the team in Robert Saleh, and now the defense is struggling. Yeah, dude, this is what desperate organizations do. They make brash movements because every week it was something else. We lost the game, okay, our cadence wasn't correct. We lose another game, all right, let's give him Devontae Adams. We lose another, or let's fire Robert Saleh. We lost another game, let's give him Devontae Adams. Finally, they won a game. They can't afford. They got to run the table. They got to run the table.
You know what they probably should have done? And it would have taken brass balls to do this. They should have got Bill Belichick in the offseason to manage the egos in that building.
Man. Yeah, man. Yeah,
but
man.
It would have taken brass balls to do that.
That'd have been crazy. Cigarman85 says, imagine TJ Watt and Myles Garrett in the same defensive line. No, I prefer not to think about that, actually. That would not be... Maybe if they played for the Eagles, I could think about it, but oh my God. Can you imagine? Dude, TJ Watt... Dude, dude. Somebody,
sorry, I was muted, but I knew that's where you were going.
Somebody, well, of course, I want every and listen. In my own little fucked up mind, like the Philadelphia Eagles, like there is no salary cap in Philly. Like if there's a free agent out there, we should go sign. We should trade for that guy. We have unlimited first round draft picks, and we don't have a salary cap because our fucking GM is literally a fucking magician. I don't know how he does it. Somebody is going to get. I wonder if there's ever going to be a team that will get two edge rushers, like let's say Nick Bosa on one side, Aiden Hutchinson on the other, or TJ Watt on one side, Myles Garrett on another. I would love to see what that looks like. I fucking love.
We saw it with the Colts back in the day, and it was terrifying.
Dwight Freeney and Robert Mathis. Yeah. That's wow. You're right. That's actually right. Yeah, that's what. But that's the way the Colts. See, the Colts team was built a lot like the Cowboys team is built now. Only the difference is the Colts had a Hall of Fame quarterback as the trigger man, and the Cowboys do not. What the Colts did is they would get up to you. They would get up 14-15 nothing. Then they would tell Dwight Freeney and Robert Mathis, all right, he's going to be passing downs. Pin your ears and go sick them. Pro Special says what Lawrence is doing is so impressive for his position. A nose tackle getting double teamed all the time, and he has edge rusher pressure / sack stats. Totally agree. Dexter Lawrence, he's a beast. Phantom 313 says the Jets are finished. Okay, well, Extra Guac, which actually sounds pretty good right now, says Adams is still clicking with Rodgers. They're past their prime. They're wasting Breece Hall. Here's a question from Phantom 313 says, which teams are a legitimate threat to the Chiefs in the AFC and the Lions in the NFC? Jay Blaze, fire first.
Dude, all the good teams have faced them early in the season. Yeah. And dude, I think if the Ravens had played them right now, the Ravens would have won. But they're going to play them in the playoffs, and Lamar Jackson just falls apart in the playoffs. Can we see the Chiefs schedule? I almost think they've used it. Like maybe the Chargers. I think the Chargers will split the game with them. But other than that,
let's do the AFC first. I think there's two teams that could challenge. Besides the Ravens, they could put up a fight against the Chiefs. I think the two teams that could challenge them are one, the Bills, who've also been crazily impressive this year, and the Texans. I like the Texans.
Oh, Houston.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Houston.
Houston is and I don't know if he's come back yet, but I think Nico Collins is supposed to come back if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he is.
Okay. Yeah, Nico Collins. Okay, so the Bills and what was your second team that could challenge for the AFC?
Texans.
Oh, okay, the Bills and Texans. I think it's the Bills and the Ravens. I think. Listen, let me ask you guys this, man. If the Baltimore Ravens aren't the best run organization in football, I don't know what is. I can't remember the last time the Ravens were terrible because as a fan, Cowboys, Eagles, Dolphins, when you see the Ravens on your schedule, you're thinking, oh shit, dude, the Eagles, we got to go to Baltimore in 3 weeks. I'm thinking
that's a good point.
Shit. Yeah, dude,
that's a really good point.
Nobody wants to play the Ravens. Nobody.
Let me ask you a question.
Say again.
Who owns the Ravens?
Art Modell.
See, that's the point. Yeah. Like Jerry Jones, we know Jerry Jones. We don't know who
Scotty owns them. Oh, I was going to say Patrick Mahomes. That's what I was going to say. Yeah. He owns the Ravens.
Oh yeah, he does.
But yeah, Steve Bisciotti. Yeah, Steve Bisciotti is. But no, you make a very good point. Steve Bisciotti is he's one of the best owners in football that nobody knows about because nobody knows about him.
Exactly.
Shane Will Win says, I don't like the O-line's pass blocking for the Texans. I appreciate Joe Mixon's crazy stats. Pro Special says, I don't like the Texans at all this season. Extra Guac says, I have Nico Collins on my fantasy team. LOL, been hoping for his return. Also, I think Christian McCaffrey is supposed to come. I think he's supposed to come back this weekend.
He is. He's coming back this week. On the NFC side, I don't think anybody's challenging the Lions.
Yeah.
Maybe the Vikings.
Dude, if the 49ers get healthy, and they won't really get fully healthy because Ayuk is out for the year, and if Nick Sirianni can, push away from the craps table on fourth down, maybe the Eagles can challenge Detroit. But dude, if
Maybe.
the Eagles were to go into Ford Field, that would be it would be a good game, but I think I trust the Lions more than I trust the Eagles in that.
I don't think the Commanders have been a good story, and they're putting together an impressive season, but I don't think they can beat the Lions.
What about the Falcons? Do you think they can? I mean, listen, on an any given Sunday type of deal,
Yeah.
sure. You know, could the Falcons beat the Lions in the playoffs? They could. Will they? Probably not.
Well, I mean, any given Sunday, which one of us had the Cardinals leading the NFC West halfway through the season?
Oh, that was definitely not me. That was not on
none of us.
bingo card. And the thing is the Cardinals don't even have the best roster in their own division. Like it's incredible.
Yeah, they're a psycho team.
Yeah, dude. They're fucking crazy. Yeah. And by the way, Call of Duty 6 is supposed to be coming out, so expect a
so he's gonna fall off.
expect a slide from the Arizona Cardinals. All right. So we've done all that. Your MVP. Who is you?
We didn't do offensive player.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, offensive. So we had defensive rookie of the year. Let's go to offensive rookie of the year. We did
Jaden Daniels.
Be
offensive
player of the year.
Offensive player of the year.
I think offensive player of the. I don't think there's an award for that. I think that's the MVP.
No, there is an award for that.
Oh, there is. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So who is your offensive player of the year?
I got Saquon Barkley.
Wow, Saquon Barkley. Yeah, dude. He is.
Dude's already got 1,000 scrimmage yards.
Dude, he's crazy. Like it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't. It's funny. You can see him when he's running through the line. He almost hesitates at times because he can't believe there's actually like room for him to run. That's a good nomination. You got Blaze.
Yeah, it's either Saquon Barkley or Joe Mixon because I think Joe is carrying the Texans right now.
Okay.
Derrick Henry's a good shout too. I think
Yeah, he's
running
good.
back for sure.
Very
Good one.
Derrick Henry's very good. My offensive player of the year is Jamar Chase. Jamar Chase is unstoppable. He is unstoppable. Nobody can cover this dude. Listen, okay, Quinyon Mitchell shut him down. True enough. But only because we were floating Cooper DeJean and Reed Blankenship. They were rotating and bracketing Chase. So it's not that Quinyon shut him down. Obviously he did a very good job, but I think it was more scheme and team than player. But yeah, my offensive player of the year is definitely Jamar Chase. Never seen anything.
You know what? Actually, they're not the same type of player, but he's dominating in a way that we haven't seen a receiver do since Calvin Johnson.
Dude.
He is crazy good.
Here's what people don't realize about Jamar Chase. That dude is as big as Terrell Owens. He is as big as T.O.
Yeah, he's huge.
Yes, but he doesn't, like, for whatever reason, maybe it's the color, he just doesn't. No, he is Terrell Owens size, and he is deceptively fat. Oh my God, he's an absolute nightmare.
And they're making the same mistake as the Cowboys. Dude, they're gonna have to either pay him or trade him.
Yeah,
this offseason. Like they're making the same mistake as the Cowboys.
You know what? Actually, they didn't pay him in the offseason, right?
No.
They haven't paid him yet.
No,
that's perfect for them. If I'm them, I trade him at the end of the season. His value is at an all-time high.
Yeah.
You're getting
absolutely.
You're getting 2 first-rounders for that.
Easy. Oh, dude, yeah, probably 2 1s and 2 2s. To be honest with you, man. Like I think they're a team up there. Pro Special says Saquon is reverse hurdling people out here. It's crazy. Yo, that was fucking.
That's what I'm saying.
Yo, me and Devin watched that live. We were like we could not believe it. We're like, what the fuck was that? Ay. So we've got our offensive players of the year. Extra Gluck says, I see Captain Kirk balling over there. Yeah, Kirk Cousins is doing okay. I think he's a good candidate for comeback player of the year. Phantom 313 says Jared Goff's. Okay, and so now we're going to talk about the most valuable player award. So Jay Blaze, who is so far at the midpoint of the season your most valuable player?
I would say right now it's Josh Allen.
Okay.
Dude, we did not expect anything from the Bills.
Right.
And he has no one. Like I think he just got
Amari Cooper.
Who's the wide out there? I think he just got him, but
then there's him and then Keon Coleman, the 6'7" kid out of Florida State.
Yeah.
All right, Josh Allen, who's your MVP?
He's not my pick. I hate to say it, but the Kansas City Chiefs are undefeated. At this point, they'd probably give it to Mahomes, but my pick is Jared Goff. So I'll stick with Phantom 3.
Okay.
I love what he's doing out there.
Okay.
Yeah.
My MVP is Lamar Jackson. I think Lamar Jackson is the scariest offensive player in football. He is the scary. Like
He's a
he
weapon.
makes like he keeps defensive coordinators up at night. And now that he's learned to thrive from the pocket. Oh my God. I'm just thinking about having to fucking defend him and Derrick Henry. It just, oh my God. I just hope the Eagles can stockpile wins before we go up there and get absolutely dump truck. But yes, my MVP is Lamar Jackson. Wait a minute. I had the wrong one. Phantom 3 and 3 says, I think the biggest threat to the Chiefs is the Steelers. It kind of reminds me of the 05 Steelers. Okay. Yeah. Ben Roethlisberger on that rookie contract. That makes sense.
That's a good shout.
Yeah, that's a good comparison. Extra Guac says the Bills had Diggs, let him go, and brought in the same type of wide receiver. No, they did not. Amari Cooper and Stephon Diggs are not the same. They might be the same from the neck down, but they are not the same from the neck up. I'll just put it to you that way. Pro Special says that's why teams like Philly and Baltimore are run so well. They would have extended Chase last year for a way cheaper than Cincy has to pay now. 1,000%. We gave AJ Brown his money early. We gave Devontae Smith his money early. That's why we're able to go out and sign Saquon. That's it. Yep. Or sign and steal Saquon.
Pro Special knows his shit, man. Even with the soccer stuff, he was on point.
He really does, and he lives in Germany.
Yeah,
dude. And oh, by the way, there's a game in Germany at 6:30 a.m. Eastern time tomorrow. No, I will not be able to watch that. Yeah, that's not watching that. Havoc Pleasant says Lamar doesn't scare Pittsburgh. He has a horrible record against Pittsburgh.
That's his Achilles heel.
That is his Achilles heel. Yeah, the Pittsburgh Steelers do. Mike Tomlin is very, very good at handling Lamar Jackson. I will say that.
Just like Brady could never win in Miami.
Yes,
that's Lamar Jackson.
Yep, that's his Achilles heel.
I will say that I do like Derrick Henry, but I think Lamar would have done better with like a Christian McCaffrey scat back than a north to
south downhill.
Down run. Because dude, if you can create just chaos with a Christian McCaffrey or remember who was with the Saints when Drew Brees was there? The really short guy, dude.
Oh, Mark Ingram.
No, it was the short guy. It was
Pierre Thomas.
But
Reggie Bush. The extra guac.
It was someone like that.
I just had a crazy Ellsworth Donovan style of thought. Could you imagine Lamar Jackson in Miami being coached by Mike McDaniels with that offense?
My word.
Oh my God.
That's it. Miami needs to trade for Lamar Jackson.
Yo, dude.
Right now.
Can you imagine Lamar with Tyreek and Jalen? Oh my God. Oh, that would be
H-N in the backfield.
Oh Jesus, dude! And H-N's probably not even their best running back right now.
No,
oh my God,
it's not.
Oh my goodness gracious. Yeah, that's almost as scary as Philly's stars on offense. I think the Eagles are finally starting to look like we all thought they should have looked like. For the first time in about a year and a half, the Eagles finally look a little bit more like the team we saw back in 2022. Pro Special says, and the NFL literally gave us a super tank bowl. Hopefully the game will be fun. Dude, nobody's watching the Giants and the Panthers at 6:00 in the morning, dude. Nobody's
Is that who's playing in Germany?
Yeah.
All this hoopla to have a game in Germany, and we send the Giants and the Panthers?
Look, at least in Sao Paulo, it was the Eagles and the Packers. That was a great game. Ain't nobody watching.
What the hell?
Ain't nobody watching.
Holy shit.
I will say Daniel Jones has played pretty well this season, other than a couple games.
He is not doing that. Daniel Jones is not playing. He's actually playing better than Aaron Rodgers. I've seen some.
That's true.
Statistical splits.
His record's better.
Yeah, you got that right. Phantom 313 says, "Do you still have faith in the Bengals?" Oh my God,
dude, he's in a division with the Steelers and the
Ravens, man.
Yeah, so it's tough.
You know why I do have some faith in the Bengals?
I think I have a little bit, not much.
Look, I'm looking at the teams hovering at 4-6, 5-5.
Yeah. And they don't even have T. Higgins.
But that's the thing. I don't see who the hell's going to challenge them for a playoff spot.
Yeah.
I think the teams above them are going to be above them, and I don't see anybody else coming up behind them.
So how many wild cards spots are there? There's 4
division winners and 3 wild cards.
3 wild cards. So let's
remember
do the math.
Remember the AFC North last year? They got all 4 teams into the playoffs.
Yeah, they're getting 3 this year for sure.
Yep,
I think.
Yep. They're gonna get Baltimore, Pittsburgh, and Who's the other team in the AFC North?
The Ravens.
Pittsburgh, and no, Baltimore, Pittsburgh,
and the Bengals.
Oh, the Bengals, right?
Yeah.
So you think it's going to be the Bengals? Who is the other team?
I do.
Baltimore, Pittsburgh, Cincinnati.
The Browns.
The Browns. Oh, yeah,
Yep.
yeah. Okay.
And
Yeah.
I think the last playoff spot will be in contention between the Chargers and the sneakily good Broncos.
Yeah, dude.
I called it, by the way.
Don't sleep, but you did. Don't sleep on the Broncos, man. Don't sleep on I think the Broncos and the Chargers are going to be. I think both teams are a year or two away. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Jay.
I think the Jets are the only team that could, screw with that wild card thing if they can get it together.
Yeah.
They
got to get it together, though.
Yeah.
They have to get it together. They absolutely have to get it together. All right. So, so Shane will win, says Toilet Bowl in Germany. All right. And so we have reached the end of our show. We are now going to give our game picks. Be cool if we had like some music in the background or something.
Hold up. Can we fill up 3 minutes of time while I pull up the file so we can keeping track?
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead. So of course the Giants and the Panthers, that's going to be a snooze fest.
Okay, sorry, I got the file up.
Okay. All right, cool. Very good. Havoc Pleasant, yeah, this is good. Havoc Pleasant says the Broncos have a good defense. Yes, I think the Broncos are like the 6th or 7th rated defense, and they just paid Patrick Surtain the second, so he's not going anywhere. Okay, so the first game the first game on the slate is the Giants and the Panthers. This opened with the we've got the Giants -5. The over-under is 41.5. Miami J, how do you see that one going and picking against the spread? Straight up, we'll go first straight up and then second against the spread.
All right. I'll take the Giants straight up. I'll take them against the spread, too. I think they'll probably...
points.
Yeah. I'll take them with the spread, and I'll actually take the under. I think this could be like a 20-7 game.
Okay. Jay Blaze, who you got?
I'll take the Giants. Daniel Jones is the superior quarterback, which you can't say that much.
Yeah.
No.
And I'll take the spread.
Okay, I'm actually going to go the other way here. I think the Panthers pull the upset. I think this is almost like the battle of the worst teams. The Giants they're a much better 2-7 than the Carolina Panthers, but these foreign games have a way. These foreign games can be really funny at times. Like we all thought the Jets were going to beat the Vikings in London. That didn't happen. I think the Panthers are going to pull the upset. The next game on the slate are the 8-0 Kansas City Chiefs opening up as a 9-point favorite against the Denver Broncos. The over-under is 41.5. Jay Blaze, how do you see this one going?
Now, do you think this is a good upset game for the Broncos because they have nothing to lose?
100%.
Yeah. I almost think I'm going to take the Broncos to upset.
Okay, wow, taking the Broncos. All right, who are you taking, Miami J?
I was going to take the Broncos, too. I think that there's no way. I don't think there's any way that Kansas City wins out. They got to lose sometime. And a division game against Denver, I think it's a perfect trap also.
Yeah.
So I got the Broncos.
I'm gonna take the Chiefs to win straight up, but I don't think they cover. I think Denver low key has one of the best defenses in the league that nobody knows about. I think Mahomes. I think the Chiefs are still sort of struggling to find their offensive identity. But I will say this: the Chiefs have not. This is probably the weakest 8-0 that I've ever seen. That being said, they are excellent situationally. Okay, they get a couple of calls to go their way here and there, but they do not beat themselves. They just don't beat themselves. And like you said, they were an Isaiah likely toe away from being losers in week 1, and they seem to get all the breaks. I think that continues, but I think the Chiefs hold on. But I agree with you. I don't think they're going to run the table, but it's not going to stop here.
You just said something funny though, because we say this stuff about the Chiefs every year. This is the worst they've ever been.
They're not that good, and they fucking end up
every time. And you know what? This may be the weakest 8-0 we've ever seen. It's 8-0.
It's 8-0. Right. It doesn't matter. Right. It doesn't matter. Like they're not weighing strength of schedule at the end of the year. Like your record is what the fuck it is.
Nobody, nothing. None of it ever seems to matter. They just keep doing it.
No. Yeah. Right.
No.
It's like the Patriots from the 2010s.
Oh, geez. Dude, the 2010 Patriots were fucking crazy. That was the can't wait game that, Bart Scott you guys know how that goes. Yeah, Havoc Pleasant agrees. He think that's a trap game for Kansas City. Sorry about that. Extra Guac says that's a crazy upset pick with Denver. Pro Special says, please save us, Denver. All right.
Nice.
The next game, which I think is probably one of the games of the day and one of the more intriguing games, is the Pittsburgh Steelers on the road against the upstart 7-2 Commanders, who are undefeated at home. The Steelers are getting 2.5 on the road. Looks like the over-under is 44.5. Miami J, how do you see this one going, and who wins in the spread?
I got it straight up and in the spread. I got the Pittsburgh Steelers here.
Okay.
I do think it's gonna. Jaden Daniels might struggle against that defense. I will take the under if I had to, but I got Pittsburgh.
Okay, very good. Jay Blaze, how do you see this one going?
I agree with Joel. I just don't see Jaden Daniels having a good time against TJ Watt, and ever since Russ came in, they've actually had an offense.
Good.
Yeah.
3 for 3 here. I think the Steelers go in. I'm gonna swallow the points. I'm gonna take them to cover. I'm gonna take the under 44.5. I don't think either of these teams gets to 22. But here's a stat that I heard this week. Mike Tomlin his record against rookie quarterbacks is 25-4. 25-4 against
that's impressive. Let me throw this at you. He may not be coming back from an injury, but Russell Wilson, comeback player of the year.
Ooh, you know what?
I think he has a good shot.
That is because Joe Flacco was comeback player of the year, and he wasn't hurt. He came up off the couch and won the Browns, 5 or 6 games. Yeah, Russell Wilson might be a low-key comeback player of the year pick. I'm pulling for Russell Wilson, man. I've dogged him for years. I hope he's successful. He's just
I think he needs a playoff win to get back in the Hall of Fame discussion.
If he gets a playoff win in Pittsburgh, he's back in the Hall of Fame discussion for sure. Next game on the agenda, the second place Vikings sitting on 6-2. So the Vikings, I think they've lost 2 of their last 3 after starting 5-0. They are 4-0 on the road. They are visiting the deplorable Jacksonville Jaguars, who are probably going to fire Doug Peterson at the end of the year. The Jaguars are getting 5 points at home. The over/under is 46.5. Jay Blaze, how do you see this one going?
I'm going to take the Vikings to bounce back.
Okay.
And I'll take them with the points.
Okay.
I just don't trust the Jaguars at all.
Okay. Very good.
Yeah.
Miami J?
I'm on the same boat. I got the Vikings all the way here. I think they win this by a blowout.
Yeah.
This could be like a 25-point game.
Yeah. Full agreement across the board. I think this is a get-right game for Minnesota. They've had it rough for the past 3 weeks. And they need to keep pace. They need to keep pace with Detroit, with the Detroit Lions. Extra Guac also letting us know that TJ Hawkinson is coming back. Yes, TJ Hawkinson is. He's one of the best. Another Iowa tight end. George Kittle, Matt LaPorta, all of them. And here's another thing. Yes, Pro Special says most likely no Trevor Lawrence. The Jags are cooked. Yeah, that's another reason why that game is going to be a laugher. This next game. So a lot of people like to bet on. It's sort of trendy to bet on NFL teams who have recently fired their head coach. The Falcons are 3-point favorites on the road against the Saints. We all remember they started 2-0, right? We all thought that, okay, Dennis Allen's going to save his job. Then they ran into the Eagles, and the Eagles have started this 7-game winning streak. Yep. Subsequently, Dennis Allen has been fired. They're getting 3 points at home with the over-under being 47.5. Miami J, how do you see this one going?
I got the Falcons all the way here.
Okay.
I had a lot of hope for the Saints. With Kamara's first 2 games were fantastic. Alvin Kamara.
Oh God, he was awesome.
And I
he just
almost
had a
said
great
Kamala.
game that I had to buy.
I almost said Kamala, by the way.
Yeah, you're
but anyway. But yeah, I got the Falcons all the way here.
Okay, very good. Jay Blaze, what you got?
Who did they elevate?
Oh my God.
As their head coach?
They did not elevate their offensive coordinator. Remember their offensive coordinator?
Yeah.
Hold on. Saints head. Let me look this up. Saints head coach. Who did they elevate? Darren Rizzi. I have no idea who that guy is. I think he is. Yeah, his name is Darren Rizzi. That's right. He's the special teams coordinator. So yeah, the Saints have elevated their special teams coordinator to head coach.
I was just thinking that's the first time I've ever seen anybody do that since the Dolphins elevated Dave Wannstedt, the special
Oh,
teams
that's
coach.
right. That's right. Dave
When
Wannstedt, he didn't do that bad, man. I thought Dave Wannstedt was a good coach, man. I thought he was all right.
I think
he was
they
a great special
elevated-
teams coach. I agree.
Yeah. I think they elevated him so they would keep their OC. Because they can't elevate the OC and then bring him back down.
Yeah.
Probably, yeah.
But
Thing is, you look up you look up any picture of Dave Wannstedt, he either looks sad or he looks scared. It's one of the two.
You're right.
You know? It's crazy. It was crazy.
You're right. He always looks sad or scared, like in every picture, in every interview.
Every single one. Every single one. Sorry, you both picked the Falcons as well?
Yeah, I'll
I'm
take the
going with
Falcons.
here. The Falcons are going to win. They're going to win straight up, and they're going to cover the spread. I can't put my faith in special teams coach. Fan of 3-3 says the Saints traded away Marshawn Lattimore. They're in a rebuilding mode. I didn't even know Marshawn Lattimore was still in the league. Marshawn Lattimore, for all of you guys who forgot, he was the receiver who got burned on by the Minneapolis Miracle from the Minnesota Vikings way back in 2017 before they ran into the buzzsaw that was Nick Foles and the Philadelphia Eagles in the NFC Championship game. After that, we subsequently same flight to Minnesota with the Vikings and won a Super Bowl in their backyard. Extra Glock says Washington will definitely be crazy when Lattimore plays. They definitely will. Washington's got a very, very good defense. Go ahead.
Lattimore can either play shutdown corner or he's just gonna get burned a lot. He for some reason he'll just arrive.
Yeah, he reminds, to be honest with you, he reminds me of, to me, he's almost like an older Trayvon Diggs. He reminds me of Trayvon Diggs. Trayvon Diggs is hyper talented, hyper athletic, but he takes a lot of change.
That's the thing with Lattimore, and it's what burnt him in Minnesota. He overcommits.
That's right.
He overcommits.
Exactly right.
And it's either an interception or he gets burnt.
Let's see. Phantom 3-3 says off the record, Kamara is not a Hall of Famer at the moment when you have running backs like Roger Craig, Corey Dillon, and for what Ricky Waters. Oh boy, no, dude. I don't.
At the moment, he might not be, but he's definitely in the conversation.
He definitely is in the conversation.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's only 30 years old, and he can catch out of the backfield, so we'll see.
I think he's a Hall of Famer. Not first ballot Hall of Famer, but he's a Hall of Famer.
Okay, all right. Yeah, he's been good for a while.
Yeah.
The next game are the AFC East leading Buffalo Bills, who are 4-0 on the road. I think they've won something like 4 or 5 in a row. They are trucking along without Stephon Diggs, who is out for the season in Houston. The over-under is 47.5 with the Colts getting 5 points. Jay Blaze, how do you see this one going?
I like the Bills. Colts are kind of like a psycho team, and they need to get their Flacco's good, but they need to. I don't know what they're missing. But I do like the Bills.
Okay, all right.
I think Josh Allen's
Jay, who you got?
I agree 100% with Blaze in saying that the Colts are a psycho team, and I think this is one week where they go psycho on the Bills. I got the
Wow, you pulling the upset.
I got the upset this week.
Wow. Oh shit, that really makes me think now. Well, you know what? I'm gonna take the Bills. You know what? I'm gonna take the Bills, but I'm gonna take the Bills to win, but they don't cover. And I'm going to take the under. I think this is going to be a low key because the Colts have a better offense than I think people give them credit for. And also, Joe Flacco, pardon me. So Joe Flacco just replaced Anthony Richardson. The quarterback situation there is a mess. Listen, we all love Joe Flacco. We all love the story, but the Colts actually have a very, very good roster. They just don't have a good quarterback room. That being said, I think the Bills, I think they steamroll. I think they get to 8-2. I think they win, but they do not cover.
I'm right there with you.
All right, very good.
No, I got the Colts. What am I talking about?
Yeah, you got the Colts. Yes, yeah, you got the Colts. The next game is, oh boy, the 2-7 Patriots, quite possibly the worst team in football. They are touchdown underdogs on the road against Chicago. Looks like the over-under is very low at 39.5. How do you see this one going, Joel?
You know what? I'll take another upset. Give me the Patriots. I have zero faith in the Chicago Bears.
Okay, all right.
I'll take them. I'll take them. I'm not so sure. Well, they have to cover. They're underdogs.
Yeah,
so,
right.
Yeah,
If you're
I'll take
underdog,
the Patriots.
take them to cover. Absolutely. Who you got, Jay Blaze?
I think Caleb Williams is starting to get it a little bit.
Okay.
So I'll take the Bears.
Okay.
Because I don't trust the Patriots.
Do you take them to cover?
I'll take them to cover.
Okay. I'll take the Bears too, but I don't think they cover. I think this really feels like a 17-13, 13-10 type game. I think the Bears will win just because they're simply more talented. And I don't know that Gerard Mayo, I don't know what level of head coach he is. Like, I just don't know. We know that Matt Eberflus is probably not long for that Chicago Bears job, but the jury is still out on Gerard Mayo. So until I know who and what he is, until I start seeing results on the field, I'm going to take teams that have more talent, especially at home, at a home game.
Hey, Donovan, that Tennessee game, that's the first of the 4:00 games, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. We missed a 1:00 game, San Francisco and Tampa Bay.
Oh, we did, didn't we? Oh, yes, we did. We sure did. Yes. Okay, so let's cover that one now. Yes, the Brock Purdy and the 49ers without Brandon Ayuk, they are getting 6 points. They're playing Baker and the Buccaneers, who are at home. They're 6-point road underdogs. Miami J, how do you see this one going?
I think this is a crazy spread. I got the Buccaneers here all the way.
Okay.
I don't know what Vegas is smoking over there, but but they got to know more than I do. But I'm taking the Bucs.
Do they cover? Oh, if they win, they cover, obviously. Okay. Who you got in this, Jay Blaze?
Like, I was thinking about this, and we know the Saints are sellers. Could you imagine if they had traded Kamara to the 49ers?
Oh,
and how nasty that would be?
Oh, Jesus, dude!
Kamara and McCaffrey in the same backfield.
In the same backfield.
Holy shit,
dude! Oh my God! That dude, linebackers, dude, your linebackers would be gassed at the end of the day.
And you would fake out teams so bad with you could move McCaffrey to like a wideout position or Kamara, dude. It would be wild.
How about this? How about McCaffrey, Kamara, and Debo? Because Debo is also a Swiss Army knife. Ay.
You know what? Throw Lamar Jackson in there and send them all to Miami.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, there you go. And then after you win one down there, send them all up here to Philly. There you
got it.
I'll take the Buccaneers.
Okay, so Jay Blaze has taken the Buccaneers. I'm going to take the Buccaneers to win. I think this is a shootout. Because I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think Mike Evans is coming back. Chris Godwin is out for the season. Mike Evans, I think, is coming back. So give me the Buccaneers to win. They don't cover, but I'm going to take the over. I think this is like a 30 to 27, 34 to 30 type game. The next game on the docket.
No, now we'll go back. We go back to the 4:00 game.
1 o'clock. Yeah, the 4 o'clock game. Okay. There are not too many 4 o'clock games in the 4 o'clock window, incidentally enough. The return of the great Will Levis. Will Levis will be back in the starting lineup against the Los Angeles Chargers. The Chargers are 8-point favorites at home. The over-under is 38.5. I'm going to give my pick right now. I'm taking the Chargers across the board. They're going to win. They're going to cover.
Yep.
Will Levis is the dude. Honestly, Will Levis might be the worst quarterback in the league since Nate Peterman, who threw 5 interceptions in one game. I don't have any faith in what the Titans are doing. They're sellers. They're going to get dump trucked. They're going to get dump trucked in LA. Jay Blaze, who you got?
I am going to take the Chargers because, dude, Will Levis, he has no situational awareness whatsoever.
No, God.
I'll take the Chargers.
No awareness, period. Unbelievable. Who you got? Did you already pick Miami, Jay?
No, but we've got agreement across the board. I got the Chargers too.
Not going to take a flyer? You're not going to take a flyer on?
Nope.
No. All right. Any takers? The next game are the Philadelphia Eagles on the road against the hapless Dallas Cowboys. The Eagles are 6.5-point favorites on the road. The line opened at 7.5, and I think it was down to 7 on Wednesday. It's down to 6.5 here on Saturday. So Vegas thinks they know something that they probably don't know. Miami J, how do you see this one going?
I'm going to go. No, I'm taking the Eagles.
I was going to say, oh, here we go. All right. Do they cover?
Yeah, they'll cover.
Okay. Very good. Jay Blaze.
Saquon Barkley's just going to run riot on these guys.
He's stupid. He is ridiculous. Yeah. All right, Jay Blaze. How do you see this one going? You going to pick the upset here?
Wait. Donovan, let's bet right now. Who's Blaze going to pick? I got money he doesn't pick the Cowboys.
Yeah,
I'll take the Eagles.
He's taking the Eagles.
I'll take the Eagles.
Yeah, but look, you got total agreement across the board. The Cowboys are decimated with injuries. Even if CeeDee Lamb plays, he's clearly hobbled. Even if Parsons plays, he's clearly still going to be hobbled. The season's over. You know, they really don't have anything to play for. When Cooper Rush looks the same as your $60 million a year quarterback, you got problems. You got big time problems. I think the Eagles go in there. I think we dump truck them. This is going to be like a 30-10 type game.
Yep.
It should be a 30-10 type game. The Jets and the Cardinals. This is very, very intriguing. The first place Cardinals, the first place Arizona Cardinals with a winning record, division leader, are 1.5 point. Oh, they're 1.5 point favorites. I thought they were underdogs. I was be like, holy shit. Cardinals are 1.5 point favorites at home. The over-under is 45.5. That's a pretty high number. Aaron Rodgers and the Jets coming in to Kyler Murray's building. Jay Blaze, how do you see this one going, and do they cover?
Dude, they're kind of psycho teams, both of them.
Yeah. Yes. They really are, aren't they?
Yeah. I'll take the Cardinals to just
end the misery.
I just don't trust Aaron Rodgers right now because I think he's just too old.
Okay.
So I'll take the Cardinals.
All right. They probably cover, though, don't they?
Yeah, I think they cover.
Okay. All right. Who you got, Miami, Jay?
I got the Cardinals.
Okay. So you've got the Cardinals.
This one's easy for me.
Okay. I'm going to take the Jets. I'm going to take the Jets to win. I'm going to take them to win straight up. I'm going to take the under. But I think, and listen, just to be clear, the Jets are not making the playoffs. They're unless they run the table, and that is something that they're not going to do. But something tells me they could catch lightning in a bottle because their schedule softens up a little bit here over the next few weeks. I think they could be looking ahead. Could have been a trap game, but the Cardinals are the NFC West division leaders, and nobody saw that one coming. This is a very, very good game. The Detroit Lions, 4-point favorites on the road against the Houston Texans, who may have Nico Collins back. Big number, 48.5 on the over. I think I agree with that. Or the over under. Jay Blaze, how do you see this one going?
Oh, dude, I think this one's going to be the best game of the week.
Yep.
I'll take the Lions because I trust Jared Goff more than I trust
CJ Stroud.
Yeah, I just trust Jared Goff more.
Okay, who do you got, Miami, Jay?
I've actually put money on this game.
Oh, shit.
I love the Lions. I love everything they're doing over there, but I got Houston winning this one.
Okay, I agree. I think the Texans, and here's the thing. I think the Texans win this game because they need this game a lot more than Detroit does.
Yeah.
Okay. The Houston Texans, nobody saw this coming, but they're in a dogfight in their division. They're probably going to win the division, but they need to stack some wins away because Joe Mixon is coming off injury. Nico Collins is just coming off injury. I think the Texans they're not a desperate football team, but I think they play with a little bit more urgency. Maybe the Detroit Lions are reading their newspaper clippings about them. Maybe they've got maybe this is sort of a comeback down to earth game for the Detroit Lions. For the Detroit Lions, and of course Joe Mixon. Yeah, Mixon has been a stud this season. Yeah. He missed 2 games, and the Texans definitely felt that. So I'm going to take the Houston Texans to upset the Lions at home. And last but certainly not least, the Monday night game, the 2-6 Dolphins going into LA to face Sean McVay, Matthew Stafford, and the LA Rams. The Rams are 2.5 point favorites. The over under is 50.5. Miami J, how do you see this one going, man?
I think, look, I'm going to keep betting on them because eventually they got to put it together sometime. I'm going Miami here.
Okay, all right.
I'm taking the Dolphins.
He's picking with his heart. I love it. Jay Blaze, how do you see this one going?
Plus, wait, a little bit of analysis. I do think that East Coast teams do much better traveling out west than West Coast teams do traveling to the east. Yeah. So I'll take that as just a little security blanket going into this one.
Okay, I like that. Okay, Jay Blaze, how do you see this one going?
So Tua's definitely playing.
Tua's in.
Yeah.
I'll take the Dolphins. I think
I'm taking them too. I think the Dolphins win this game. I'm in agreement. I agree. Before the Dolphins lost Tua, they were one of the best teams in the AFC East.
Hey, this is the start of the playoff push.
Yes, there it is. We got hope in Miami, baby. We got hope in Miami. The Donovan Sharp, Miami J, dream Super Bowl matchup, Eagles versus Dolphins, is still alive. Yeah, I think dude, listen, it's a fast track. It's indoors. It's in LA. They're used to that weather. Yeah, I think the Dolphins go in there, and I'm going to take the over. I think this is going to be like a 45-42 type game. So I think the Jets are going to go in there. I think it's going to be a wild dude. Cooper Kupp, Puka Nacua, I think they're both going to be back. Miami has a pretty good defense. Is Jalen Phillips still hurt, or is he back yet? Because I remember he popped his Achilles last year.
Yeah, I think he's still out.
Yeah, I think he is. Jalen Phillips injury.
How do I not know this?
Yeah, I think he. Oh, he tore his ACL. Holy shit!
Yeah, it was an ACL.
Oh my god! So he blew an Achilles and an ACL. God damn.
Yeah,
man,
it was a bad one.
Oh god, that kid has terrible luck because he's really, 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 really good, man. Dude, he was out there with Bradley Chubb. Oh wow, that really, really sucks. Yeah, Phillips has a torn ACL. Okay, very good. Wow, we went for 2 hours and 15 minutes today, man. What an episode. Of course, easy for me to say. I'm here on the West Coast where it's not even 9:00 p.m. yet. My thanks to you gentlemen for yet another unbelievable episode. We'll definitely have the phone lines up and running again for next week. Final comments before we get out of here. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Well, I'll say two things. One is a note to us as a sportcasting team here.
Yep.
And we got to get the consistency up because we hadn't made NFL picks since week 3.
Yeah, 5 weeks.
So yeah, we gotta get it going here. Second,
totally
something I forgot to mention during the soccer minute is how well Christian Pulisic is playing in Italy.
Yes.
I will say if he continues this throughout the season, there's a long shot.
Okay,
let me just say that. But if he keeps playing the way he is, being possibly the best player in Italy for the season, we may be talking about a Ballon d'Or candidate next year.
What?
He's playing that well. Yeah, he is that efficient on the ball right now.
Has an American ever won the Ballon d'Or?
Not even been nominated. Not even close.
Wow. I knew he was playing well. I knew he was playing that well.
No, that if he keeps up this pace, yeah. Mind you, it's still a quarter. We're only a quarter into the season. It's still early days. But he's having the best season any American has ever had in Europe. By far.
Wow. Okay. Wow. You heard it here first. Jay Blaze, final thoughts.
I'm going to look forward to the total collapse of the Cowboys. So I can have a little bit hopium when they hire probably another puppet head coach and, somehow make like 10-7, like for like the next 3 years. And then you get rid of finally Dak. But I'm very happy about the Liberal Tears and everything's good.
One more final note. Keep politics out of my sports.
Yes,
exactly.
Keep them out. My final thoughts are, listen, man, I'm glad the Eagles are doing well. Even though I think they're going to blow out the Cowboys, listen, man, strange things happen. It is what it is. I think, and I hate to say this, but we're going to have to start saying it. The Cowboys are not going to be good until Jerry Jones passes away. It's uncomfortable. It sucks to say it. Jerry Jones is he's in the NFL Hall of Fame for a reason, man. Yeah. He's an innovator. He is the reason why we have NFL football back in Los Angeles. But he has got the only way, because he has made it very clear in the media all week long, he is not firing himself. He is going to run that football team. And I don't think the Cowboys are going to be I don't think they're going to be a Super Bowl candidate until Jerry Jones, unfortunately, passes away.
I think Stephen Jones is an idiot, too. So I think it will be.
Oh, Jesus.
Y'all got a great couple decades to look forward to.
Oh, yeah.
Christ. How old is Stephen Jones? All right, never mind. Let's not do that. That's going to do it. That's going to do it for the Chop Block Sports Talk podcast. We will see you guys next week.
Later.
Peace out.